Welcome, Grizzly fans. I'm Al Potvin, the voice of the Grizzlies, and as always, joined with Scott Gross, Scarlet Commentary. Scott, welcome back.
Alan, great to be with you. Another great game for Goffstown. We're here in Pinkerton to see Pinkerton take on the Grizzlies. It's going to be a good game.
September 9th, 2016, second game of the year of the 2016 season. We're excited. I know the kids are excited. A couple notable things about this game, Scott. Joey Poisson, number 5, look for him, junior linebacker. Big impact last year
very
on the
dominant
championship
defensive
team.
player, yeah.
Very dominant. He's back. He had a family obligation last week. This year he's back. He's all ready to go. Another notable back, sophomore, D lineman, offensive lineman, Evan Cuddy, number 78. He's back. He's a very aggressive player on both sides of the ball. Certainly they missed him last week in that position. I think we're going to be calling Evan's name quite a bit tonight.
Right, and Evan will be playing an end position, and that means that Moses now will go back to playing nose guard. So if you recall, he played an end position because that was their best matchup against that team last week. So, I think we're looking forward to a really physical game. I mean, it's number 4 versus number 5. One thing of note is an injury we should talk about.
That's what I was getting to, taking all the wind from the sail,
Yeah.
but that's true. Folks, big loss for the Grizzlies for the next few weeks is number 9, Andrew the Mailman Duval. He's out with a thumb injury, I believe, and that really hurts the Grizzlies on both sides of the ball. If you remember last week, he opened the game with that nice interception. He's capable, more than capable, to score touchdowns. It's going to be an impact for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, so again, I think I talked to Coach Huff this week. He was pretty satisfied with the defense. He's hoping that the offense is going to step up their intensity. Most importantly, both offensive and defensive lines, looking for them to step it up.
I think, talking to Coach in the past, it's all about the fundamentals, too. The defense, if you have to rate the offense or the defense, which played better last week, I'm going to go with the defensive side of the ball. They're the ones that caused the turnovers. I think 7 or 8 turnovers against Londonderry we were able to recover, and that makes all the difference in the world.
They were the game changers. So, again, it's exciting. We got a great Pinkerton band here playing some music.
Folks, this is exactly what Friday Night Lights is all about here in Derry. Pinkerton Astros against the defending champs, Goffstown Grizzlies. Welcome to season 2016. Fans, welcome to Derry, New Hampshire. Here, the home field of the Pinkerton Astros. I'm Al Potvin, voice of the Grizzlies. Joined with me is Scott Gross. Scott, welcome back again.
How's it going, Alan? What a great night. A little bit humid, but it's a good night for football.
The Doppler radar shows 87 degrees, balmy and clear. Folks, if you are getting excited on TV, you will love to see the game in person. Come on down.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night. I was just watching a great band here by Pinkerton Academy. Our cameraman, Adam, little people don't know this, but he was a trombonist in his marching band.
He's a Renaissance man.
In Minnesota, so good for him.
I thought it was the Ubu.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, somebody with Adam with his type of skills, I think it was
he could do almost anything.
Yeah, exactly. Multifaceted.
Grizzlies are set to kick to the Astros. Sam Heidenreich, senior kicker.
He's got quite the leg, Alan.
Oh, he does. Nice deep kick. Fielded by 29 right at the goal line. Astros, that's Justin Pinard, got an arm on him early, and that brings up number 4 for the Grizzlies, Sean Leahy with the tackle.
So, Alan, we're told that the starting quarterback for Pinkerton is going to be Aiden Goujon. He's the backup quarterback. Ryan Albrecht, I guess, hurt his shoulder. So Aiden Goujon will be spearheading the offense.
Looks like a lot of teams have the bug already, only 1 week in.
Yeah, it's tough. They only have about 1 month of training camp, and a lot of times there are some injuries early on in the season.
Scott, as I said, look at Evan Cuddy, number 78. He's already bouncing around in his shoes, bouncing up. He's ready to get his first snap here at 2016 season. Goujon under center. One man in motion, trips up, keeps it himself, picks up about 7 yards on the play. They're going to be just shy, maybe 2 yards short of a first down.
Yeah, Pinkerton got pretty good penetration into Goffstown secondary there. Into their linebacking core. So that's going to be a long night if they can't stop them up front.
Checked into the game for Jack Stinnett is number 5. There's Joey Poisson. Like I said, keep an eye out for him. Joey's a junior this year, 5'11", 187, and this kid really packs a punch.
Oh, yeah. So you got Adam Moses back at nose tackle.
Goujon under center. One man, it looks like they're tripping up. Nice, in on the tackle right away is number 3. That's Coleman Handerhan for the Grizzlies for a loss.
Yeah, that was a really nice play. He penetrated the backfield and took down the running back for a loss. I think that's going to be the key for Goffstown. They got to use their speed here to kind of penetrate into the backfield. And, I was watching their practice the other day, and they practice tackling like you wouldn't believe. They also practice stripping the ball.
Yeah.
And we saw that last week against Londonderry. So
they're always going after it. They caused a lot of turnovers for the Grizzly defense last week.
So we got 3rd and 7.
Goujon grabs up right away. Oh, boy, it's number 20.
He looks like he's going to be a little
finally
bit short.
Brought down.
Yeah, he'll be a little bit short, it looks like.
That's Jake Brown on the tackle. It's going to bring up 4th and 4,
yeah.
4th and 3. Looks like the punting unit will come out. So their kicker here for the Astros is number 6, Andrew Lufkin. Apparently, watching him in the pregame, Scott, they have a quality kicker just like we do with Sam. So this kid certainly has the leg to get this downfield. Setback for the Grizzlies is a lone backup here to receive this is Frankie Diaz. He's on the Grizzly 40.
Yeah, I think Frankie's job is he's got to try to field this ball cleanly. Too many balls are getting behind him.
Nice kick across midfield at about the 45 it lands.
See, this is what has been typically the situation for Goffstown is that they're playing their punt returner a little bit too deep. The ball is then bouncing about 5 to 10 yards in front of him, and then he has to get away from it.
Yep.
And they're not really getting any run back, and they're losing about 10 yards on these things.
Grizzlies will be 1st and 10 from their own 35, trying to strike first blood here in Derry at the home of the Pinkerton Astros. There is a flag on the field, Scott.
Is it offsides on Goffstown?
Yeah, it looks that way. So that'll bring it back to about the 30-yard line, perhaps. Let's see.
Well, if it's a defensive offsides, it could. Oh, is it a hit?
Personal foul?
I mean, the offense hasn't come on for Pinkerton.
Our camera isn't that fancy where it tells us the description just yet.
And unfortunately, we don't have these 12-person crews here. We have got spotters looking for these things. It's just pretty much a couple of guys up here.
There's a dad here for the Astros, Steve. Yeah. Maybe we could hire him, and
Steve
he could be
the spotter.
He could be our roaming cameraman out on the side.
So they're going to be bringing this ball back quite a bit. We'll see. The punt was placed at around the 35-yard line, so let's see what.
Yeah, it's right at the 35. I don't see any assessment of a penalty as of yet. Oh, maybe it's. Yep, there we go. Personal foul. That could be a costly one here.
That's 15 if it is.
Wow. Did you see what the call? Who was it? A face mask? Was it a hit from behind? Or
I didn't see the fly.
Wow, that's a big costly penalty.
Yeah.
Grizzlies will be backed up at the 20. That brings up 1st and 10. Ball on their 20. Moquin rolling to his left, under trouble, coming back, running this one right up the middle. Dixie Dew, he's eluding someone.
That's a penalty.
Yeah, that looks like a face mask.
mask.
There's a flag on the field.
Pinkerton. It looks like that.
That should give Grizzlies enough to get a first down.
Looked like number 75 might have gotten his hand on that face mask. Wow, Alan, two penalties. And
right away.
Boom, boom.
I mean, it almost took the first half last week before we saw any laundry on the field. So that's going to be a first down for the Grizzlies. That's easy come, easy go, I guess. But now it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line.
So that was a 5-yard run for Moquin.
It couldn't have been a face mask if it was only 5 yards.
Yep.
Moquin in the shotgun. Handed off right up the middle. Picked up maybe a yard on that. Push back forward progress for Cormier. Brings them about maybe a 2-yard gain on the play. Bring up 2nd and long for the Grizzlies.
That was a nice job by Pinkerton's defense. They swarmed the middle. Didn't give much breathing room for Cormier.
Keep an eye out for number 59 on the Astros. That's Austin Fields, 6 foot, 205. He's a senior. Apparently he's going to be in the mix quite a bit at the bottom of these tackles. Moquin in the shotgun. Cormier again in the middle. Really nowhere to go. Big number 75 for the Astros. That's Nicholas Acard. Really just wrapped his arms. Look at the size of 75. Super job.
Yeah, he looks pretty potent out there. He's been on 3 tackles now. He's their nose tackle. And that was what, for a loss on that one. Loss of 3.
It's going to bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 11. Moquin's in the shotgun. Cormier there. Frankie Diaz is at the top of your screen. Look for him right on the slant. There we go, right there. First down, Frankie across midfield at about the 48-yard line of the Astros, moving the chains one more time. Scott, I just called him out. I happened to see him, and I guess Nugget saw him as well, right there on the slant.
It was a beautiful pass, and that was about a 21-yard reception for Diaz.
Grizzlies on the Astros 48. Cormier's getting the call. Oh, read that one nice. I believe that's number 50. I think that's the guy, 59 I told you about.
Yeah.
Austin Fields.
Austin Fields. The linebacking core of Pinkerton looks pretty potent.
I think he's playing the end, but I got to tell you, they called his name out and they said you're going to be calling his name on defense quite a bit. Brings up 2nd and 16. That's a loss of about 6 yards on the play. Moquin dropping back right in the middle, going deep on this one, wide open, 85. His pass is complete. Down on the 24-yard line of the Astros. Number 85 back in the game, Charles Keith.
Charles Keith, nice catch by Keith.
Nice pass play. Looks like the Grizzlies are a little bit more patient this week than they were last week, moving the ball nicely already on 2 quick possessions, moving the chains.
That was about a 30-yard play.
Moquin decides to keep it himself up the middle. He's bumping it out to the outside.
Nice
He's across the 10.
by 11.
Flag is on the field. It's going to be called back. Touchdown. Now there's 2 flags on the field. Definitely going to come back. We saw a lot of that last year, Scott.
Yeah.
Actually, 3 flags are on the play.
You know what? For some reason, I happen to think Castillo Diaz is a really good blocker for a wide receiver, but he tends to get called for holds.
Checking in for Carter Cormier as he limps off the field, hope he's okay, is Jack Stinnett, number 33. Looks like he'll get the rushing activity for the remaining part of this drive. Another flag just went down. Scott, you got a yellow flag? Did you throw one down there too?
I didn't throw one down. Yellow. There are 3 on the field.
Adam, there's 3 flags on the field.
Oh, one gets picked up.
Now there's 2. It's like a counting game here. All right, it's on the Grizzlies.
An illegal block in the back. On
touchdown
Goffstown.
Comes back. Well, that's a buzzkill. Ball will come back to the Astros 35. The Grizzlies will be 1st and long. A long 1st and 20. Moquin looking deep again. This time Frankie's open. He's got a touchdown. Frankie's first touchdown of the year. Frankie Castillo Diaz. Nice connection. Great pass by Moquin.
Yeah, it's just he totally beat his man, Allen. I mean, he probably beat him by 5 yards.
I'm thinking that might be a go-to play a little bit more, or at least looking Frankie's way a little bit more this week than he was able to last week.
Yeah, I would agree. Moquin looked really sharp on all these throws so far. I mean, right on
very
the
crisp.
Mark.
Set to kick is Sam for the extra point. No doubt has the leg to go 20 yards. Good snap. Kick is up. Right down the gut. Adds another point. 7-0. Grizzlies lead here in Derry, New Hampshire, at the home of the Astros. 7-0. Quick progress.
Yeah, it's interesting, watching the team from last year, which was more, I'd say, more of a balanced attack, but relied more heavily on the run. And obviously when you have the New Hampshire Gatorade Player of the Year in Connor Bork, you can afford to do that. This year, it looks like Goffstown's offense is going to be a little bit more geared to the pass.
It's going to be typical more of what you're seeing on TV on Sundays, on Thursday nights, and Monday nights. More of a pocket passer.
Right.
Moquin is definitely the pocket passer. You see that he can run now and then, but he definitely doesn't have the build that Casey had. But I think he probably has more patience and a stronger arm and more accurate.
Yeah, you can make a good argument that Moquin has a little bit better passing ability in terms of being able to find that spot. This was one of the coach for Pinkerton. I was reading about his comments in the Union Leader in today's paper, and he was talking about the Astros, their need to tighten up on defense. Conquered last week.
Heidenreich kick on the 25. The Astros field it clean. Coming up to the middle of the field. He's bumping to the outside. He has more room on the outside. Going to be tripped up. Oh, finally, number 85. That's Charlie Keith. So after Charlie picks up a big pass reception, comes right back on special teams and gets a nice tackle. What's interesting, Scott, is Charlie's only a sophomore, 6'1", 171. We're going to be calling his name quite a bit.
He's getting a lot more playing time.
Yeah.
And he's certainly proving himself.
He's proven himself worthy that he can even get more.
Yeah, so as I was saying before, the Pinkerton team really on the defensive side of the ball, Concord was, I think it was 8 times was in, the Pinkerton within 30-yard line. So Pinkerton recognized that they have to step it up on defense.
In the backfield, Gujan for the quarterback, number 30, also is Nico Buccieri. I've wanted to say that name. Wrapped up right away in the middle, coming up from the bottom of the pile is Poisson.
Yeah,
not
Joey,
a surprise.
Quick impact there. I mean, he has a nose for the ball. Not to be, understated as, Goffstown and Adam Moses, the junior, he's quite the player himself. He clogs up the middle on the run, and he allows the linebackers to go into those gaps.
Take a look at that line. Other than Peyton Bickford on the line of scrimmage, everybody's an underclassman. Right down the middle,
as a tackle,
wrapped up on the play is
14.
Peyton Bickford, just as I called his name. 14 on the carry. Is that Ryan Eiler for the Astros?
So for the most part, we have not seen a whole lot of passing from Pinkerton.
No,
it's been mostly the run game.
Which reminds us both of Exeter, as we talked earlier before the broadcast. Look for number 4 here, Belageron. Number 4, Caden Belageron is their number 1 receiver.
It's a handoff again.
Yep. Number 30 to the outside. Charlie Keith is there again to wrap him up partially. Get a hand in that tackle. That's number 30. That's Nico Buccieri for the Astros. Really a whole lot of, not too much there. Maybe a pickup of about 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, one thing we should note is Andrew Duval, who normally plays strong safety, he's being replaced by, looks like, Diaz. So that's a tough position. That's usually the quarterback of the defense because they can read what's going on the other side of the ball, and they're kind of...
Astros are set to kick one more time here, Scott. We got Lufkin set back to kick.
Yeah.
Frankie Diaz at about the 40 again. Maybe.
Yeah. Note he's about 5 yards closer than what he was last time.
Oh.
He's got to come up on it.
Excellent kick again, just at about this time at about the 41-yard line. Gets a Grizzly bounce this time.
Yeah, see, that should...
Grizzlies will take over at the 38, 1st and 10 from their own 38.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know maybe the rules of high school football when you bat the ball back from the original spot. Okay, that's what they're spotting it there. Okay. Originally, I thought the referee was going to spot it on the 38-yard line when he literally batted it in that direction.
So the Grizzlies will be 1st and 10 from their own 48. Scott, excellent field position to get your second possession of the drive.
Yeah, this one actually, Alan's on the 44-yard line.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Yep, 48, 44.
We should note here we're in a new press box at Pinkerton.
Beautiful new press box.
Beautiful new press box. There's no lights up here, so we're going to be using a flashlight pretty soon to take a look at our notes.
Moquin in the shotgun. Is that Stinnett? I didn't see. Was that 33? Oh, no, that's Comier. He's back in. He checked himself back in. Really didn't get maybe forward progress of about a yard, Scott. Not much more than that.
I would say maybe 1 yard. And they're going to give him, about a yard.
2nd and 9 for the Grizzlies.
So far, he's negative yardage right now.
Moquin keeps it himself, bumps to the outside, tripped up right away. Nice tackle by the Astros. What number is that? Is that 22?
Yeah.
22, Tyler McKiernan. He is a sophomore. Excellent tackle by Tyler. Wow. He wrapped him right up, right by the knees and brought him right down.
Yeah, on that play, looks like Jordan Lewis was pulling on that and had a pretty good block. But again, too many Astros on defense.
Brings up 3rd and 7. Moquin picked up 2 on that. Moquin set to pass on the slant again. This time, don't know if it was received.
81.
That's 81 for the Grizzlies. That's Jared Heidenreich, another sophomore, making an impact. Boy, this wide receiving core of Heidenreich and Keith, they're really doing a great job. And you know what? They're built almost exactly the same when you look at their size, 6'2" and 6'1". Quick pass out. Look, this time to Keith. He's dancing. He's moving. Picks up about 4 yards on the play.
Another
There's a flag.
penalty.
Wow, lots of flags tonight. Yeah, that's Charlie Keith. Again, like I said, he's a sophomore, 6'1", 171. And then to his opposite side is Jared Heidenreich, 6'2", 193. These guys, they're really going to be something when they get older. Yeah, it's folks, sorry for the little pause here. It's getting really dark and we can't really see the wow.
Yeah, we have to get those miner type hats so we can.
Yeah, a headlamp.
Yeah.
And I have 2 at home. How about that?
So we
first and 10.
No, we got a penalty on that.
Oh, 1st and 15 from the 48. Moquin taking a serious drop back.
Play.
Wide open is Comier. Picking up. He's going to pick up the first down, it looks like, and more. He's down to the 25. Out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Grizzlies 1st and 10 inside the red zone of the Astros one more time.
You know what? I think Coach Huff might have me in his dreams or something because I've been talking about screenplays, and that was perfectly executed. A very aggressive pass rush by Pinkerton, and you take advantage of that on a screen, and that was perfectly executed by Goffstown.
Actually, they're at the 24. I misspoke. Not in the red zone quite yet. Moquin is in the shotgun. Looking to pass right quickly to Diaz, trying to get the footwork
Nice
going.
block.
Bumps in.
Nice
Bumps to the
block by
outside.
85.
Charlie Keith with a great block. Picks up almost a first down.
Allen, what an unbelievable
He does pick
block.
up the 85, getting it done. Charlie Keith, go Charlie.
You know, you got to engage that cornerback. You got to be careful not to hold.
Charlie looks like he's in the tight end position. This is great.
No coverage on the left side.
Moquin keeps it himself, bumps to the outside, looking to go back in the middle. Flag is down. Tripped up on the play by number 39 for the Astros. That's Terrell Hicks. He's a junior. He's at 5'5", 177. Great tackle by.
Hold on, Goffstown. That's going to be another 15-yard penalty. And I'll tell you, we are stacking up the penalties for Goffstown. I think it's like our 4th penalty. I think we've got almost 50 yards in penalties already in 1 quarter.
And we're still moving the chains and moving the ball. So, you know, certainly the Grizzlies got to focus a little bit more, be a little more disciplined here. And, you know, this could be a real different ball game if we didn't have 50 yards in penalties.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing, Alan, is you're seeing very, very big chunks of yardage that Goffstown is gaining. I mean, they've gained,
20
Diaz,
yards.
20 yards, 35 yards, Heidenreich, Keith, 30 yards. That screenplay was a 25, 30-yard play. So they're getting a lot of yards on certain plays, but they're hurting themselves with the penalties. So now the ball looks like it's spotted about the 21, 22-yard line.
Moquin set back, bouncing a bit, looking to bump it to the outside. He's running on his own at the 25, the 20, the 15. He's going to be across the 10. Another flag.
You know what? I tell you, I understand the need to throw flags, but this is almost getting ridiculous.
If I had to guess, I'm going to say it's on number 81, Jared Heidenreich. He was the only one near the official.
Right. So
I'm wondering.
The question here, another legal block in the back. That's another 10-yard from the spot of the foul.
Wow. Let's just put it in the end zone without a flag. How about that? Forget going to first down.
You know, it's like you said. I mean, last week we had a game where I don't believe the flag was dropped in the entire first half.
Right.
You know, and now I think between both teams,
there's easily been at least 10 flags on the field. Maybe not 10 penalties, but we've seen 10 flags on the field.
So this kind of puts them back.
Wow, a long way.
Yeah, about where they were before. Looks like about the 22, 23-yard line.
You know, Nick certainly has the patience to sit back in the pocket if he has the protection and he's going to hit one of these. Moquin keeps it himself running up the middle. Brought down by 3 Astros at the 15-yard line. Last to come up for the Astros is number 44. That is Michael Fajari. He's a senior, 5'9", 180.
So what I'm noticing here, Moquin had a really good rush there. His legs were driving constantly, and he looks to be that he's favoring that right side of the line to run.
You know, keep in mind also we're certainly in field goal range. Moquin keeps it himself, runs up the middle. He's at about the 7 or 8 yard line. Can't quite see.
So that'll be a first down.
No, not quite. The first down is right before the goal line.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Now with that penalty, it was a.
Brings up 3rd and 8 to go. Under 2 minutes here in the first quarter in Derry, New Hampshire against the Pinkerton Astros. They're with the Grizzlies lead 7-0. It's nice to know you have 3 in the pocket with Sam perhaps. But let's put another 7. Moquin going back to pass. Wide open again at the goal line.
That's
He's in the end zone. That looks like that's Jared Heidenreich. Excellent touchdown for Jared. Wow, Grizzlies really putting on an offensive show here in Derry. Scott, I don't think anybody would have guessed that the Grizzlies would come in here and be able to put 2 passing touchdowns like this on the board.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised too. We did not execute at all last week against Londonderry. Our pass routes were not run well. The ball was not delivered. The timing was off, Alan, and now it looks like their timing is in sync.
Kick is up, and it looks good for Sam. Sam is still perfect, I think, for the last 2 seasons on extra points.
Oh, don't say that. That's a jinx. Come
on
now.
All right. Well, you know. Grizzlies lead here in Derry 14-0 over the Astros. Grizzlies will be set to kick off.
You know, so, one of the stories, as you mentioned before, is that they put 2 touchdowns on the board despite the fact that they've had like 6 or 7 penalties, which by all accounts would be drive stoppers.
Sure.
We're talking 15, 10 yards, 15-yard penalties.
Listen, take a look at who really controlled the game last week with the Lancers and the Grizzlies. The Lancers got a lot of penalties, more than the Grizzlies, and they were moving the chains.
Yeah.
But the difference is, Scott, they weren't scoring. They weren't putting the ball in the end zone as the Grizzlies are tonight.
So far, Alan, what we've seen from Pinkerton has been predominantly a run game. But now, when you get down by 14,
you're going to have to
start thinking about passing
because you're going to block. You're going to stack the box, and if they can't throw, you just keep stacking the box.
But you also have to factor in you've got your second-string quarterback. Maybe he hasn't gotten a whole lot of repetitions in camp, those types of things. So it becomes challenging. Heidenreich
set to kick from his own 40. Nice deep kick. That'll put it all the way in the end zone. And they're going to take a knee on that one. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Astros from their own 20.
It's so funny, you see a guy like Sam Heidenreich, and he's elated that he got a touchback. You know, I mean, and in high school football, a touchback is a feat.
Yeah. Sure, because I mean, a lot of these teams rely on that speedy Gonzalez guy that they have that can run down the middle, take the edge, and they're off to the races. You can prevent a team from getting a quick score like that. All of a sudden. That puts the Grizzlies in great position again, because if the defense can hold here, Grizzlies will probably get the ball at around the 30 to 40 again.
So far, I've really been impressed that in this first quarter, Charles Keith and Heidenreich have really on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah,
and it's good to see Evan Cuddy back on the line, and he's ferocious.
That's a pass play.
Step back to pass, right across the middle. Pass is incomplete. Pass was intended for number 2, Ty Hicks.
That ball was thrown a little bit behind him. He put one arm out. It wasn't right there. And Coleman Handrahan was there to block that, to cover that play. So it looks like Coleman is playing in place of St. Ange, I'm assuming?
Yeah, and number 20 at the bottom of the screen, that looks like Carter Chenard getting a lot more time. So Astros dropping back, quick pass out, pass is complete. It looks like Bladgeron, looks like he got the first down. He's taken down on the side. Looks like Charlie Keith was in on the tackle or the sole tackle. That's 1st and 10 for the Astros.
That was a well-executed play because that play, Goffstown cornerbacks were at least 10 yards off the ball when that ball was delivered. That was a first down in the making right there.
At the 31.
I think the Astros are going to need to kind of spread it out a little bit. They're going to have to try to, pass it a little bit. Because I think Goffstown, from what I can see, except for the safety, everybody's up.
Interesting to see a lefty quarterback, too, at the high school level.
See, everybody's up in the box, Alan, for defense for Goffstown.
It's 1st and 10, dropping back to pass. Quick pass on the outside.
Wide open.
Has a wide open man complete at the 50. Makes a dance moving in. Someone's going to get him. Frankie Diaz trying to go.
That's a touchdown.
Flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play.
Flag is on the play, and I got to tell you, the difference is, you said they've been going after the strip. I would have liked to have seen more of a tackle there rather than go for the strip.
I'm not so sure that was a penalty. I mean, these guys are dropping flags like it's litter, and
that's going to certainly come back. There had to be 7 Grizzlies chasing.
Yeah, I just don't.
That was number 30. Was that Nico? Nico Buccieri.
I thought it was a clean block. I didn't see that.
He caught the ball right at the 50-yard line, made a couple of moves. Frankie was going in, and, no penalty. They're picking it up now.
All right. Yeah, that seemed right to me, so that'll be a touchdown.
Now, Coach Huff is certainly wants an explanation when there's 2 flags on the field and they both get picked up.
Yeah.
48 seconds on the clock. I don't know how the score is 12. I'm sorry? Yeah, the clock, it's definitely, there we go. Astros going for the extra point.
So that's a situation where
I think Coach Huff still is looking for an explanation here.
Well, he deserves an explanation because there were 2 flags. Typically, you'll see 1 flag and it gets picked up, but when 2 guys drop it, that means they both saw the same thing. Up here, from our vantage point, it didn't look like it was a penalty on Pinkerton.
But why'd you throw the flag then?
Right.
Lufkin kick is up. Plenty of leg here. That's an extra point. That's good. 14-7 here in Derry, home of the Astros at Pinkerton Academy after a controversial call, then no call. Grizzlies will receive the ball to pretty much 48 seconds in the first quarter.
So I think the key there for what Pinkerton did was they were run, and then they started to open it up. And what happens is they were showing runs so much that Goffstown was playing the run, and then they got burned on the pass.
Oh, that Nico Buccieri, wide open. As we said, I mean, there wasn't anybody close. Right. And that's the difference when you go down and you lose Brendan St. Ange, your starting D-back.
Right. And your other D-back is Frankie Castillo-Diaz. And your safety is Duval, so you've lost your 2 cornerbacks.
You've had to make some adjustments.
Right. And I'm sure that Pinkerton understands that. They're going to try to exploit that throughout the rest of this game.
Oh, absolutely. Grizzlies set back to receive. Looks like Carter Chenard, number 20. Frankie Diaz, number 11. Carter Comier, number 41. And who's in the middle? Is that Peyton Bickford?
Looks like Bickford. And this is where Goffstown can actually do some damage on their kickoff returns. Most teams are not kicking it to the kick returners for Goffstown. They recognize
you definitely don't want to kick it to Frankie.
Well, they do a lot of reverses, too. So
that's a great kick again. That's going to go to Peyton Bickford. He has it. Here's that play that the Grizzlies used to Frankie Diaz coming to the bottom of the screen, moving back into the middle, still on his feet across the 30, coming across the middle of the field, still on his feet at the 40, 45. He's dancing, he's moving, he's down on the 49-yard line. Grizzlies will be 1st and 10. There's no flag on the field. Grizzlies will be 1st and 10 just at about midfield.
I tell you, Frankie Diaz showed right there why he is more than likely another All-State selection. He is just very elusive, very hard to tackle. Strong, very
strong and very fast. Grizzlies pick up right where they left off, getting great field position. Let's see if Nugget, Nick Moquin, can get the ball in the end zone one more time.
And this is another reason why some teams don't kick off and they try to do a squib kick, because if Goffstown sets up a kick return with their speed, and it's been either Diaz or Duval, they can do some damage.
Well, we've proven we've done it for the last 2 years now. Jack Stinnett in on the running back. Looks like Comier is lining up more in a tight end position. Moquin to Stinnett, not going anywhere. Wrapped up on the play. That's number 59 that I told you about. That's Austin Fields in on that tackle. We've called his name multiple times already in the first quarter.
He's been in on a lot of tackles, and they're getting Pinkerton is getting penetration into Goffstown's line on the running plays. On the contrary, on the passing situations, Goffstown's line is doing a good job on pass protection. So you got 3 receivers in the bottom.
On the bottom of it, yeah.
We got motion, or we got another penalty. Oh, the clock went out.
Oh, first quarter all over. Grizzlies lead here in Derry, 14-7 over the Astros. That'll bring up second quarter action. Oh, that's number 28 that was lining up at the bottom of the screen for the Grizzlies, folks. I'm sorry. Number 28, that's Benjamin Dodge. He's a sophomore. Boy, this sophomore class.
That's why I was saying the freshman team last year for Goffstown was extremely successful. Now they've stepped up. Now they're sophomores.
And they're playing big roles. Charlie Keith, Jared Heidenreich, Evan Cuddy. I mean,
I agree. I mean, they're definitely stepping up.
Does that work?
It's not going to stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got lighting issues here in the box, so it's hard
for us. Folks, we're going
to
go blind for the next 3 quarters. At the bottom of the screen for the Grizzlies is number 22. That's Colby Putnam. That's the first time we've seen him.
I think this is due to the injuries. They've got to put some different players in.
Moquin in the shotgun to Comier. No, Moquin keeps himself, still looking to pass to 85. Charlie Keith cuts back into the middle, across the 50. Pickup of about maybe 4 yards on the play for Charlie.
You know, that was a nice job by Charlie Keith. He waited for his block to set up. And, again, for a sophomore, that's the type of poise that you don't see with sophomores. Usually it's juniors or seniors who wait for those blocks to develop. It's about a 3rd and 7.
Moquin rolling to his right, looking to pass, looking for Frankie. At the last minute, it looks like Charlie Keith was there, and then all of a sudden picked up off the ground was Jared Heidenreich.
Yeah, I
think
he make that catch?
It looked like it hit the ground, but there's no call on the field. If he got it, it's a first down.
It's a first down.
Wow.
It is a first down.
I had no I didn't see it. Big play, big catch by Jared Heidenreich, number 81. Again, a sophomore.
It's strange. Usually you see an emphatic call by the referee. It's either catch or it hits the ground.
Moquin to Comier up the middle. Comier pounds it.
I didn't get the
forward progress gets him at least 3 yards on the play.
I didn't quite get who got that tackle, but he got him right by the ankles.
I got to tell you, the Astros are doing a fine job on the tackling, fundamentally wrapping them up and bringing them down.
Yeah, you're not seeing missed tackles from Pinkerton at all.
Moquin from the Astros 37 going deep. Has Charlie Keith. He's down on the 12. I'm sorry, the 16-yard line.
16-yard line. Keith has been a difference maker this game, Alan.
Absolutely he has. He's a big tight end. Really playing the game of Gronkowski.
Yeah, but what he's doing is he's finding the open space, in between the defense.
Adds a new dimension to this offense. Moquin, Comier gets it. He's running right. Coming right back into the middle. Wow, again, nice tackle. 54 for the Astros.
So I think what you're going to see here, again, a little bit of a critique for Cormier. He's running too much east-west. He's got to go a little more north-south. On that play, he had a huge hole.
Yeah.
And he kind of ran it outside a little bit. He's got to cut it in and go more north-south.
Checking back into the Grizzlies is number 34. 34 for the Grizzlies. That's Josh Juno. Moquin looking to pass, going deep in the end zone.
That's a penalty.
That's a penalty. We'll take that one. That's Jared Heidenreich he had his eyes on.
Yeah. We're actually able to call some of these penalties, Alan, right before they even get thrown.
Some of them we certainly want to see the laundry. But I think everybody in the stadium isn't. We don't have many big boos.
Yeah,
so
that one
was acceptable.
That was pretty obvious pass interference in the end zone. So that ball should be on the 1 yard line.
That's the NFL rules.
Oh, it's not in high school?
Not in high school.
Oh.
Welcome to the state of New Hampshire, NHIAA. I believe it's going to be. Is it just a 5 yard? Let's see.
The offsetting penalties? What?
Apparently they declined it. 2nd and 7. The ball is on the 14.
You had a defender hold
3rd and 7.
Hold the receiver up, and that wasn't a flag. Okay. There you go.
I think Stinnett. No, that's Josh Juno. He's down at about the 5 yard line.
He's got a first down, I think.
No, the first was going to. Yeah, that's a first down. That's going to be 1st and goal for the Grizzlies.
So Juno, that was Juno? Juno running north-south. That's what I'm saying. He's got the
Juno. Yeah. Which way to run?
I'm so impressed with Goffstown in terms of they're putting different players in the mix.
A lot of different personnel here. Obviously, that's credit to Coach Huff. Moquin in the shotgun to Juno. Moquin keeps it himself. He's running to the corner. He's going to get there. Touchdown. Grizzlies on the board one more time for another 6 points.
And I don't see any laundry here, so. Alan, we were talking about this before we started rolling tonight. Coach Huff, I would say, if not, one of the best coaches in Division I football. I mean, he's got the X's and O's. I don't know if you're going to get a better coach.
And when he loses key personnel, he's able to fill the gap and constantly having to fill in what you lost last year. But now all of a sudden, your game one reminds me of Christian Melanson last year going down. Adam steps right in, Moses, and takes care of things. And now we're seeing more Charlie Keith. We're seeing Juno. We're seeing Jared enter the game and do a little bit more of an impact. Heidenreich set to kick the extra point. It's up and it's good.
The other thing, too, is, the true test of a coach a lot of times is not what you see during a game, but what you see outside during practices, how they deal with their players. And Coach Huff and his staff, they just do a wonderful job modeling that type of professional behavior that he expects. That transcends not just the football field, but also into the school and the classroom. He expects a lot from his players in terms of behavior.
What he's done is he's brought a whole new culture here to Goffstown for the football program. Grizzlies lead here in Derry, 21-7, 9:23 in the first half of the game. The stands are full here, Scott. Have you taken a look? Besides a fantastic band, they got a great crowd here, and we're in a brand new press box, which is really, really cool.
Looks like the Goffstown side of the field is also getting a little bit filled up. I mean, a lot of times, sometimes you get a good crowd.
I'm impressed
to see
we got
a good crowd for Goffstown.
I think we travel well.
Yeah.
They got lights in the stands, but we don't have lights up here.
That's okay.
Maybe when we come back to visit.
I think it's because it's brand new.
Yes. Well, they said it was just completed last week. Heidenreich sends it deep to the 4 yard line. Astros take it from there, running right up the middle, untouched so far.
Somebody
There's
lost a helmet.
There's a flag thrown from the 50 yard line, 20 yards. I bet you that ref was a quarterback in his day.
Another flag. Alan, we talked about this. We don't have statisticians up here. It's just Alan and I and our cameraman. We got another person here helping us out.
It is a crackerjack crew.
Right, but I'm trying to keep track of the penalties. I gave up. I gave up because I think we're on penalty number 12
your pen ran out of ink.
Yeah. We'll have to wait till the official scorer. Yeah, Kevin's operating this. We have a camera which changes the score, and it's just amazing. And hopefully you guys can appreciate this. And also when there are flags, I'm sure you've been hitting that button a lot, Kevin.
I think it's worn out on the screen.
So I don't even know what this one is.
Flag is on the Astros.
Like I said, I guess, being someone who likes to watch a lot of football games, I don't know. I like to see the guys play. Call it if it's egregious, but there's been so many flags here.
That's a big penalty, bringing the Astros all the way back to the 13-yard line, their very own 13. Grizzlies will have an opportunity to kind of pin them right where they want them, right against that end zone.
Yeah, I would say that, but also keep in mind that the Astros took advantage of Goffstown with a couple of really nice pass plays, so consequently you're also covering or defending a lot more green.
Now we see Charlie Keith, number 85, at the bottom of the screen playing D-back position. I guess he's earned a lot more respect here. Looking to go deep. Charlie Keith is in coverage.
That's a penalty.
That's a penalty, and he caught it. He's across the 50. That's Belageron. Across the 30, the 20. He's easily in the end zone. You know, I'm going to just chalk that up to Charlie Keith inexperience. Yeah. This is the first time we've seen him in a D-back, and let's be honest, that Belageron for the Astros is their number one receiver. That kid can certainly run.
So I think what you might see from here is you might have to put Castillo-Diaz back at corner.
Well, maybe to cover Belageron, because that's their number one guy.
Right.
That's the guy that they keep throwing to.
Right.
They have not sprinkled the ball around nearly as much as the Grizzlies when you think about it.
Right.
The Grizzlies have thrown it to Diaz, Keith, Heidenreich. They've thrown it to one guy.
I think you got to give the Astros a little bit of credit here. They know they don't have Duval. Goff doesn't have Duval. They know that their secondary is depleted by two players, and now they're starting to throw the ball.
Yep.
So give them credit for recognizing that, listen, we're playing a different defense than we thought we were going to be playing.
Right. Big gain for the Astros.
So they're right back in this.
Oh, they're way back in this. It's only 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
But like I said, I'm impressed with Pinkerton. I mean, they got down by 2 touchdowns and they battled back both times, both on very quick plays. I mean, that one was probably an 80-yard play.
Yep. Yeah, that was big.
Yep.
Astros set to kick. Plenty of leg on that. That's right down the gut. It puts another one on the board. 21-14 here in Derry. Grizzlies still lead, but this time it's getting closer.
Yep. And I'm not sure what happened on that play where I don't know where Diaz was on that. He did come over, but maybe he came over a little too late. Because typically if a cornerback gets burned, it's usually the safeties there to get to over the top to help him.
I got to tell you, though,
you're talking about
that
two guys.
Belageron, what number was he? Number 4?
Yeah, you're talking about two guys playing out of position.
If Caden Belageron is on the field, put Frankie on.
Yeah, exactly. I think you got to make those types of adjustments. Now I'll be curious to see what Pinkerton does here on the kickoff. Yeah. I'd be shocked if they kick the ball right down the field again. I think you're better off, doing that squib kick to the 30, 35 and just tackling your guy. Seems like you at least preserve.
Wow. They're kicking from the Grizzly 45?
I don't know what happened here. There must have been another penalty.
Oh, you don't say.
Oh, they enforced that penalty.
Really?
The interference. I've never heard that before.
No, why would they,
yeah.
That just doesn't. I mean, they got the touchdown. Why would you enforce a pass interference on a kickoff? All right.
Could it be onside kick here?
Easily kicked into the end zone. That's a big kick.
Yep.
I mean, I think this kid could kick it into the end zone anyhow.
So I've got some homework now going into next week. I have to read the rule book. I do, because that's surprising.
Grizzlies will be 1st and 10 from their own 20 unless there was another flag on the play. I don't think there was.
So in that last drive, you saw Juno in at running back. He had some success.
He did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
And that's the first time we've called his name all season. Right. Second game in, that's good.
Let's see who's in there now.
We got Moquin, we got Comier, we got Charlie Keith. Moquin from the 15 looking to pass. He's looking for.
He's going to get
wrapped up right away. Let me guess, 59. 59. Yep. What was his name again? Austin
Fields.
Austin Fields. That coach was right when I talked to him. I said, give me the names of some defense. He goes, 59. You'll be saying his name a lot. He's involved in everything.
Yeah, 56 and 59 were in that one as well. So just give credit to Robert Fahey.
Moquin dropping back. He's down at the 5. Block.
Oh, nice play.
Nice play by Fields again.
Yeah.
Big block. Brings up 3rd and long, 3rd and 15.
So again, that was another attempt by Goffstown for a screen pass. And had Moquin been able to loft that ball over that defender's hands, that would have been another big play. So they're taking advantage of the pass rush, aggressive pass rush by Pinkerton. Look, you got single coverage here, bottom of the screen.
Moquin with Comier to his left. Moquin looking to pass. He's going light to Charlie Keith. Cuts back in, trying to get a little bit of room. No, he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Gain of about maybe 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, that was great defense by Pinkerton. That pass was thrown out into the flat. They had 2 defenders right there. Another one came by to swarm tackle him. Really nice job of reading that. So what I'm seeing here is that Pinkerton is now adapting to Goffstown's offense.
And it looks like set to kick is number 81, Jared Heidenreich. So those Heidenreichs are kickers in the family. So just as much as the Penads put out linebackers.
We'll see how Jared does here.
Let's see. All right.
End over end kick. That's good. Got to get up there. Got to get up there.
All the way to the 44-yard line for the Astros. They'll take over.
Yeah. So Sam also can punt, and arguably I'd say Sam might even be a better punter, but Jared I've seen in practice has been punting.
Oh, excellent. Brings back the days of number 80, Paul Teixeira.
Yeah.
For the Grizzlies. Excellent leg on Paul. He really did a dandy job kicking a couple years back for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Sam Heidenreich plays varsity soccer, the star of the soccer team.
He's the captain of the soccer,
so he does double duty. There are some times, I guess, when there's a conflict, right, where he can't play both. So soccer is his sport. So,
but I think he could. All right. I think he could go somewhere for a football kicking scholarship. Who can kick a ball 48 yards?
That's a little mismatch there.
Yeah, there's a lot of confusion. And right at the thick of it, bringing him down is Evan Cuddy. Evan Cuddy, super job.
Probably around the forward progress will probably get him to around the.
Wow.
That was a generous spot by the referees there. I thought it was about 2 yards back further than that.
Yeah, that's going to be second and long. Yeah. Second and 15 from their own 39. Great job by Evan getting that penetration early, right off the snap.
So anything different on our cornerbacks? 85 is still Keith, right?
That's Keith. Number 20, Carter Chenard at the top of the screen, and in free safety is Frankie.
Where's Buccieri?
Buccieri is number 30. Let's see where he is. And look, where's Bladron is what I want to know. Yeah. Set back is Gujon at the pass. Pass is complete right at midfield. Whoa. Big hit by Joey Poisson. Right at midfield, about 4 yards short of the first down. Astros just at midfield.
He laid the lumber on that one.
Third down, 4 yards to go for the Astros.
So what do you think, Alan? Pass or run? What do you think?
Well, I think they've really got the passing game down. I think they're going to go with the pass.
I happen to agree with you.
Somebody new in the backfield. Who's that number 19? I think they're going to go right to the 19. Oh,
it is a run.
Right in the middle.
Stopped
at the 50.
Yeah.
Great defense for the Grizzlies. Looks like it was Joey Poisson, number 68, and number 55, Justin Penard. Who's 68 for the Grizzlies? It is really dark. That's
Nigel Okereke.
Nigel. Adam Moses coming off the field. That's going to bring up 4th and 4. We could have a fake here. I would, really caution everybody. This is almost 4th down territory. This would be the time to do a fake. But
you never know, and that's the thing is the defense has got to be aware that this could be a fake. That's why Diaz has stepped up a little bit.
Looks like it's going to be a punt. Oh, that was partially blocked.
Yep.
Justin Penard got his hands on that. Grizzlies at their own 37-yard line. Grizzlies will be 1st and 10.
So you think Penard had a piece of that one?
I think so, because that trajectory definitely changed on that.
Yeah, the public address announcer said it was partially blocked. It's kind of hard to tell from up here, but it did look like it was tipped.
Just under 5.5 minutes in the first half in Derry, New Hampshire. Folks, what a great game. Friday night under the lights here in southern New Hampshire.
Classic battle between number 4 and number 5 tonight. Again, just really what you'd expect to see in a Division I high school football game.
And it's great back and forth. The one thing, like we've said, the flags, let's just eliminate some of the flags. Moquin is set in the shotgun, Comier to his left. Moquin will keep it right up the middle, picks up about maybe 5 yards on the play, and then he's thrown back to the 42.
Yeah, forward progress will get him about 5 yards on that play. So that's a good, again, this is exactly how Goffstown's offense has been for the last few years, that read option. And Moquin did a really good job reading the defense and then at the last minute holding it and running.
Moquin, this time Comier gets it right up the middle. He's close to a first down. They're either going to have to measure or they're just going to give it to him.
Yeah, I think
because that's close.
I think you're right. This is by the nose of a football, if that.
Let's see. Oh, that is close.
No,
I think he's just short.
It's kind of funny because I'm looking at the referee on the far sideline, and he was pretty much right on the mark, and then the ball was marked about a yard.
Third and about 6 inches here. Moquin, Comier. Moquin keeps it himself easily a first down. Across the 50, across midfield. He's cutting back into the middle. Trying to get to the 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies inside Astro territory.
Moquin, I mean, I wouldn't say he's not a tremendous build, okay?
No.
But this kid is strong. I mean, do you see his legs that are churning on this thing?
The kid's got 3 touchdowns today, 2 passing, 1 rushing. I mean, he's certainly.
But Alan, I mean, I'm just very, very impressed with Moquin's strength. I mean, it's taking
Moquin this time to pass, 2
him.
steps back, going deep, hasn't covered, man. That was Jared Heidenreich intended. On the coverage for the Astros was number 20.
Heidenreich had a good shot at that ball, Alan.
Looks like Tyler Benjamin on the coverage for the Astros. Great coverage.
But Heidenreich had a good shot at that ball.
5'8" is Benjamin versus 6'2".
Right, and they're trying to take advantage of that. So,
but excellent coverage for the Astros.
Now we got 2nd and 10 for Goffstown at about their 43-yard line.
4 minutes. This time Frankie in motion. Moquin keeps it himself, spinning around the middle, picking up what he can, struggling to move forward. I would say he picked up a few yards, maybe 3 yards on the play. He's still going to be short of a first down, obviously.
Oh, yeah, he'll be about 5 yards shy. But you know what? This is another example with 3 minutes and 50 seconds or so left in the half where you might see going for it on 4th down because you're not giving up that much field position.
And you're chewing up the clock.
Right. But once again, very impressed with Moquin's ability. It's taking 2 guys to tackle Moquin on almost every run play.
Yeah, he keeps his legs moving. Diaz in motion. Moquin this time keeps it himself right up the middle. First down and more. He's across the 30. He's down at about the 26, 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies with 3:22 on the remaining in the first half.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, he's kind of doing everything.
It's been all Nick Moquin on this whole drive.
I'm saying he's doing everything that a coach would want a quarterback to do who runs a read option.
I'd like to see him air it out on this one. 1st and 10. Go to the end zone. Try this one. Moquin 2 steps back. He's looking left. He goes up. As Diaz cuts in the middle. He's still on his feet. Cuts to the outside. Cutting more to the outside. He might be in the end zone. Stops on a dime.
Oh, my goodness.
Frankie
Allen.
Diaz stops on a dime and cuts back, and he's in the end zone. Frankie, great play.
Allen, I'm almost speechless. He shake and bake so many times. I mean, that was just incredible. My knees hurt just watching that.
Great play, Frankie Diaz. That puts the Grizzlies at 27-14. Sam is coming out for the extra kick. Just under 3 minutes here remaining in the first half in Derry. I did not expect this kind of points on the board for both teams.
No, I didn't. I was actually anticipating, due to the injuries, that when we talked about the quarterback for Pinkerton.
Sam has the leg. It's up. It's good. It's going to be 28-14. Just under 3 minutes here in the first half.
Yeah, so when you have your starting quarterback on Pinkerton who's hurt, you've got you're pretty much one of your star players for Goffstown not playing. You're thinking that you're going to see a little bit limited offense by both teams, and it's been anything but that. I mean, they put up 42 points.
This is just. So that's another touchdown for Moquin.
So that's what, 3 passing and
3 passing, 1 rushing. Frankie is now up to 2 touchdowns.
right.
Heidenreich has a touchdown.
And I'll tell you, if it were not for, I would consider probably 1 definite defensive lapse with Keith in that one play for that 80-yard touchdown. Goffstown defense has, for the most part, has held Pinkerton in check. They've given up just 2 big plays.
Sam getting set to kick. I would kick it away from the top of the screen, the top left corner of the screen. That is Belageron. Sam wants another touchback.
No, he's not going to get it on this one.
No. Astros pick over right at the 10. Cutting right to the middle of the field. He's still on his feet. That's Belageron. Somebody stopped him like a wall.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
That looks like that's number 33. That's Jack Stinnett.
Yeah.
Also plays linebacker. Big hit by Jack.
I tell you, Goffstown special teams has got to be pretty happy. They've been pretty good on their kickoff return coverage. So now Goffstown's up for a big challenge here. You know, they would love to go into halftime, Alan, with a 14-point lead away at Pinkerton. You don't really want to give up a cheapie here. So, and conversely, Pinkerton would love to put some points on the board.
Oh, sure.
But you got to be careful. You know, if you got your second-string quarterback, you throw an errant pass, and
so
and all
of a sudden we're already in their zone. So let's see what Kujan can do. Oh, Justin Pernard wraps him up, brings him down.
He was in the backfield almost at the same time.
Loss of 7 yards, Scott.
Yeah.
7 yards. Big defensive play by the Grizzlies.
You know, when we talked to Coach Huft before the season started, you always ask the question, last year you won the state championship, how are you going to do this year? And he was very hesitant. And he said, listen, we can be good, but our guys got to step up. We've got a lot of young players. Pernard is one of those guys.
Yeah.
He has stepped up. He's in on a lot of tackles. And tonight you've seen a
Doing
lot
a
of
super job.
Performance from a guy like Keith, Stinnett. All these guys are really stepping up.
What year is Justin? 55. He's a junior. He'll be back. 212. Boy, he's solid. 212.
There's a pass play, Alan.
Kujan looking back, going, like you said, maybe an errant. Wow, wide open.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He's off. Oh, boy. Hanahan isn't going to catch him. This time, that's number 2. That's Ty Hicks. Probably the fastest guy on the team. Wow.
Yeah, I mean.
All of a sudden, it's a big play, and it's a whole different score.
Yeah, I mean, and I think this is something that, Coach Huft can't be happy about. That man was wide open.
Yeah.
And I think what you're seeing here is the absence of a Duval, because a Duval is kind of like your quarterback, always looking out for that stuff. And you know what? When you only give a guy 1 week of practice to play safety, that's what can happen.
That's a big play. Exactly what the Grizzlies didn't want, but exactly what the Astros did.
We called it.
Could be within 7. This.
You talk about, oh my goodness, all this offense.
Look, and we're only at the half.
Yeah.
Kick is up. Plenty of leg. That's good. That's a 7-point game. Grizzlies lead with 1:48 in the first half, 28-21. Again, Scott, I'm just amazed with all the offense.
Yeah. You know who loves this? The cameraman for WMUR. He has to fill the first half. He gets all these touchdowns.
Exactly.
Got a lot of good footage. So again, I mean, I give credit to Pinkerton. They have really stuck it to Goffstown on the pass plays. So here it is, like, we've got our second-string quarterback.
I saw him back up and throw it up, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this could be an errant pass.
But you know what,
wide open.
Alan, on those passes, he's basically throwing it about 50 yards down the field to an open area, and the guys are wide open. So the deep ball is really something that Goffstown's going to have to make an adjustment during that second half, because they just haven't defended it at all.
Grizzlies would certainly like to put some points on the board, create that separation. They have under 2 minutes remaining.
I got a feeling you're going to see more of a squib kick here to about the 25-yard line, or perhaps the 30. You do not want to give it to Castillo-Diaz.
Let's see. Kick is
kick
deep
it
again.
off.
Wow. Comier receives this one going right up. Again, wow, that's a play. Nobody knows where the ball is.
It's with
That's
Diaz.
Frankie Diaz,
It's
of course,
Diaz.
bunting to the outside. He's across the 40. Nope, he's at the 38. Sorry.
Yeah.
First and 10. Great field position for the Grizzlies.
But even still, you're picking up about a good 20 yards of a return.
I mean, Scott, did you see who had the ball?
I didn't.
I mean,
I thought Cormier had it.
I
for
thought
a little
Comier
bit.
had it. How did he give it to anybody?
It's almost like that read option play with the quarterback. Whoever catches the ball holds onto it and reads what they've got and then hands it off last minute.
Certainly makes it a little bit easier on the Grizzly offense. Now they only got to go 62 yards down the field.
Well, also, let's keep in mind that they just have to get into field goal range. They've got a great kicker.
Absolutely. Put more points on the board. Oh, we got a whistle here.
We have a timeout here? Or?
Yeah, each team has 3, so that's going to be a Pinkerton timeout.
Yeah. Good call by Pinkerton to get their defense set. This has been an offensive festival.
Woo. A lot of bombs, a lot of runs, a lot of great tackles. This is a great game. And we've seen a little bit less flags.
Yeah.
I think the teams are settling down a little bit. I think maybe the officials are settling down a little bit, but certainly less flags have been thrown in the last few minutes.
Well, one thing that is important for the Goffstown program is that they come into Pinkerton. Pinkerton has been a perennial powerhouse. Goffstown, some say, it was a fluke. They won last year, but their program just came from D2. And this is a statement game for Goffstown to come into a place like Pinkerton and put up a good performance. And
after
so far,
losing all the seniors they did,
Exactly.
after putting up an undefeated state championship season,
Right.
to come in and still have a respectful, not just a respectful game here,
Right.
but you're leading going into the half potentially 28-21 against, like you said, one of the state's favorites.
Yep.
Moquin from his own 38.
He passed.
Comier, interesting call to run. He hurdles. He's up over the 46-yard line. He's going to be shy of about maybe 3 yards on the play.
And the clock's running out.
1.5 minutes remaining. I'm shocked that we saw a running play right there.
I think it's to try to catch the defense off guard. They're thinking it's going to be a pass play, and Goffstown only needs to get about 40 yards for a field goal.
Now we're going to we got a flag on the play. Moquin, another run right
They
there.
blew that one dead before it started. That should be illegal procedure.
Yep, that's going to be on the Grizzlies. That'll bring them back.
5 yards.
The clock did stop. 1:09 remaining in the first half. I got to believe you got to air it up on one of these rounds here.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, Goffstown conceivably needs to get to about the 25, 27-yard line to give Heidenreich a shot at it.
Yeah.
Especially if there's only a limited amount of time on the clock.
Frankie's checking himself out of the game.
I'm not sure what happened there.
No, but that's
You're right, though. He's not in the game.
5-yard penalty. That is going to put the ball on the 40. 2nd and 9 with one. And the clock is moving. 1:05 on the clock. That was offsides. Pass is complete to Comier. He's across the 40, headed to midfield. He's
got a
down
first
at the
down.
49-yard line. Astros 49. It's going to be 1st and 10. They're going to stop the clock to move the chains. Grizzlies have 3 timeouts.
Looking for our flashlight here so we can look at some of the numbers.
Scott, I got to believe the coach is going to call a timeout.
Yeah. So Colby Putnam is in at receiver.
Rolling to his left. Has Keith. Moquin
He's gonna
keeps it
run it.
himself.
Nope.
Throws it to Keith. Pass is incomplete.
That was actually a good thing. If
Yeah,
he catches
stops the
that,
clock.
it's 2 yards and the clock runs.
Yeah. 45 seconds with 3 timeouts remaining. Grizzlies certainly have the time right at midfield. Even if they have to, if they could pick up 20 yards and give him a shot at it.
So newcomer Colby Putnam, we have not seen him in most games. He's playing wide receiver. His defender is about 10 yards off the ball.
Moquin keeps it himself right up the middle. Trying to dance around, picks up maybe 5-6 yards on that play.
Have to call a timeout here.
38 seconds, 37 seconds.
They need to call a timeout.
Yeah, they're not calling a timeout. They got plenty. Well, I don't know why they're not calling a timeout.
Well, just doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. I mean, you've got a guy who can kick a 45-yard field goal.
Moquin set the pass. Caught a Chenard, has a block. He's going across the 40.
Get out of bounds.
Get out of bounds. He knocked out of bounds at the 30. I think we're in range. 14 seconds on the clock.
And I think you'd like to, ideally we want to get another 10 yards just to give it a little bit better shot. Could Heidenreich hit a 47-yarder? We know it's possible.
We know it's possible. We know he's done it.
Because he did it. But, again, in high school football, a 47-yard field goal is just not.
I think he can do it.
It's not easy. So now Goffstown can run about They can run 2 plays here.
14 seconds. Moquin rolling to his right. Has a lot of receivers. Pass is complete. He's going to get out of bounds. That Jared Heidenreich helping out his brother to give him extra yards. He's out of bounds on the 23-yard line.
That was actually generous by the referee. I thought his progress was stopped there.
7 seconds.
Would have required Goffstown to call another timeout. So they got one more opportunity here for a play.
Yep.
And with a timeout, that'll give Heidenreich the opportunity
now
would be about a 42-yarder. Here's the key, though. You got to be careful. A penalty here will kill you. So in that situation, Moquin and his linemen, they've got to know. Do not have any illegal procedures. No holding. That kills you.
Grizzlies calling a timeout. See, now they call a timeout and the clock's already stopped.
Yeah, but that's okay because I bet you in that situation you're going to have a Coach Huff say, listen, no dumb penalties.
Yeah. Let's concentrate a little bit.
This is what our snap count is. And you kind of eliminate. You talk those things through because the last thing that you need here is an offensive hold or even an offsides or anything like that.
Ball is right between the 24, 25-yard line in striking distance for Sam.
Right, again.
But certainly would like to see it in the end zone.
I mean, for a high school kicker, certainly, this is a challenge for most high school kickers. So we would like to get it a little bit closer.
Grizzlies are coming back. 7.9 seconds on the clock. This is great.
No, it's kind of crazy when you think about it, but a kick like this with this high-scoring game, a field goal could make a difference.
Oh, sure. Moquin coming back to the line of scrimmage.
So there's a couple of things that Goffstown has to be careful about. You don't want to give up a sack, obviously, and you don't want any penalties, and obviously not an interception.
Moquin looking right, looking for Diaz. Diaz is open, touched.
He dropped it.
Oh,
my goodness.
Pass is incomplete. That puts 3.2 seconds on the board.
Now you've got to kick the field goal.
Now you got Sam coming out to kick that field goal, but boy, Frankie wants that back right through his hands.
I agree. You know what? You got to give Frankie a little bit of credit. He's got a lot of touchdowns, so you got to give him
moving.
But he had a touchdown there.
Wow.
And what about that throw by Moquin? I mean, that ball was right on the money.
Right there, right waist. That was great. Now we got Sam Heidenreich, arguably one of my favorites here, Scott. Gosh, I love this kid.
42-yarder.
42-yard field goal to put 3 on the board to go up at the half.
So you need a good snap and a good hold.
That's Peyton.
That's short. I think
it's going to be short.
Yeah.
Wow. Just shy. He made it to the goal line.
And that'll do
Needed
it.
A little more. Yeah, that's going to do it for the half. 28-21, Grizzlies lead here in Derry. Welcome, Grizzly Nation, to the second half here at Pinkerton Academy, Derry, New Hampshire, where the Grizzlies lead at the half, 28-21. Scott, what a first half.
Wow. I mean, offensive display by both teams. Goffstown had a lot of pass plays, 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Pinkerton lit it up on several long plays. I think there were two plays that were 70 or 80 yards apiece.
Yeah.
And again, that showed a little bit of weakness in the Goffstown secondary. Brandon St. Ange, he's out. Duval, the safety, he's out. And you've got guys that are not used to playing position. So hopefully Goffstown's going to be able to make some adjustments, Alan, in the second half.
Every time the Grizzlies have been down or down and out when we think, coach takes them in at the half, makes adjustments, and all of a sudden they come back a different team. So, I don't think they need to make that many adjustments, more on the defensive side of the ball than they do the offense. Just put the ball in the hands of Moquin, let him keep passing the ball, and just kind of make some adjustments on the defensive side. And I think the Grizzlies are going to come out of Derry with the W.
Yeah, we've got to also, we've got to give some credit to Pinkerton. They definitely adapted. They saw there was a weakness in the secondary, and they attacked it.
Astros kicking off to the Grizzlies. Grizzlies will have field position,
Diaz.
receiving Diaz on the 10. We got that play again. It's Diaz right up the middle. He's across the 40, still on his feet, across midfield, on his feet, down at the 43-yard line. Grizzlies 1st and 10 immediately in Astro territory.
Wow, Alan, that's another huge kickoff return for Castillo Diaz. And I'll just say it again. If you're Pinkerton, why are you doing this?
Why are you kicking it to him?
Yeah, so thank you, but...
we'll keep taking it, and Frankie will keep running the ball. Boy, and he's got some speed.
You know, I think part of it is that Pinkerton looks like they have a very capable kicker. You know, he's kicking the ball to about the 10-yard line.
Got a very good leg.
Good leg, so you kind of want to show that off, but by the same token, if you don't have good kickoff return coverage, you're susceptible to some of these big ones getting broken, which Castillo Diaz has done.
Moquin leading the Grizzlies back to the line of scrimmage in his famous Grizzlies shotgun. Colmier to his left with the lead 28-21. This time, Colmier gets it, struggles, makes it to about the 40-yard line, pick up 4 yards on the play. Grizzlies will bring up 2nd and 6.
And that was a nice job by Cormier. He kept his legs moving, took about 2-3 guys to tackle him. He did not give up easy, that's for sure. So good hustle. They're only giving him 3.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
2nd and 7. No one back, but Frankie Diaz is in motion on this one. He gets it. He's bumping to the outside. He's
block.
Across the 40. He's across 1st down. Now he's still on his feet. Looks like he's going to be out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10. Grizzlies making no waste of time to put some points on the board here, it looks like.
So we got Frankie Castillo Diaz is in his senior year, and he kind of broke out last year as a junior. You're seeing on display here a guy with just not only tremendous speed, but a lot of breakaway strength.
Moquin, quick pass out, pass is incomplete, intended for number 20, Carter Chenard.
That looked like a little bit of a mix-up on that. I don't know if Chenard was quite ready for it. And those plays, I mean, that was a little bit close to being a backwards pass.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to rush that one a little bit too much.
Yeah. So Goffstown is in this continuous no huddle, which doesn't give Pinkerton a chance to substitute.
Moquin keeps himself rolling to the right. This time, pass over to Colby Putnam. He's down immediately at the 35. That's going to be a loss of about 2 yards on the play.
That looked like it was Carter Schwinnard, number 20, actually, on that one.
Yep. I'm sorry.
Not a problem.
22 is Putnam.
Yep. Putnam is playing on the top part of your screen, number 22. So they're looking at a 3rd and 11. And, again, this is another situation. They're about the 25-yard line, which, again, is in Heidenreich's range. But he missed that last one before the end of the half.
Yeah. You're certainly in 4th down territory. You're not going to punt the ball from here. Diaz in motion. Moquin keeps it himself, bumps to the outside. He's across the 20. He's down at about the 16-yard line.
He is short.
3 yards of the 1st down. That's going to bring up 4th and 2, 4th and 3.
Yeah, I think this is a Heidenreich time right here. So
he's coming out.
Yeah.
This is a smart call. Just put points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, again, in high school football, place kicking, field goals are never to be taken for granted. And we're fortunate to have one of the better place kickers in Division I, if not the best. But again, it's not always easy. He's on the far right hash mark.
This will be a 34-yard field goal. Kick is up, plenty of leg. Will it go through? It looks good.
That's good.
That's 3 points for Sam. Nice kick, Sam.
Very important field goal. That puts Goffstown up by 10, Allen.
31-21. Grizzlies came out of the locker room at the half. Obviously made the adjustments they had to, march right down the field. That obviously the big run back was important. And now we got 3 points on the board.
Yeah. So just giving Sam Heidenreich some kudos here. That ball is on the far right hash mark. A lot of times when you're trying to set up for a field goal,
you want to be in the middle of the field.
You want to be the ball in the middle of the field. That one was to the far right. Makes it a little bit more difficult. But again, Heidenreich, very
certainly has
kicker.
The leg.
Yeah. I got the impression on that one before the half, it wasn't a full boot for him.
No. We know he can. We see him in practice.
Right.
We know he can kick further than that. It just, listen. Every time I swing the golf club, it's not a perfect shot either,
It's not?
No, it's unbelievable.
And if you miss, mulligan.
Yeah, there you go. I asked a guy the other day, I said, can I take a mulligan? And he goes, if you want to cheat. So I took a mulligan.
All right, so Goffstown's going to kick off, and so far they've had very good kickoff
Well, Sam's got a little extra bounce in his step
Yeah.
after those 3 points. He'll kick this one deep.
They've been covering the kickoffs pretty well.
Yeah, right from the 3-yard line, Astros will receive across the 20. Clogged up there in the middle, tracing him down.
Nice
Looks
return.
like Jack Stinnett and Justin Pernard.
And that was a return by Caden Balagarian, right?
Balageron.
I'm sorry, Caden.
1st and 10 for the Astros from their own 31. Grizzly defense, first time on the field in the second half with a lead of 31-21, under 10 minutes remaining.
So Caden, he's been on a lot of plays so far for them, right? I mean,
he's their go-to guy, number 4, right?
Yep. Let's see where he is on the field. He's out there right now, right? He's on the lower part of our screen.
Yep.
Schwinard is in
He's
coverage.
their number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
In
Schwinard.
motion is Bucciarelli. It's going to be a pitch this time to Hicks. Oh, leaping, hurdling. Oh, almost a loss of yard. He's fast. It's going to be Frankie running up to him. Oh,
he lost him.
What a move. Wow. At the goal line, touchdown, big play, Astros. That's Ty Hicks.
Wow.
That kid has speed,
yeah,
and he juked Frankie, and Frankie had all of his momentum going in one direction.
Right, but it wasn't just that. On the 40-yard line, he was pretty much stopped dead to rights, and
he just found the outside.
He broke the tackle.
Great burst of speed by Ty Hicks.
Spectacular play by Hicks. And now
great run.
They're within an extra point of being a 3-point game, so folks, you might need your Mylanta here because this is going to be
this is incredible.
I don't think any of these teams predicted this type of offensive output.
And what a battle on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Big game. Kick is up. It's not going to be good.
Not going to make it.
That is going to be important. That's an important play.
Yeah.
Was it blocked or was it just an errant kick?
I think it was an errant kick. And again, like I was saying, the kicking game in high school football is always unpredictable, so that could come back to be an issue.
That's a 4-point game for the Grizzlies.
Right.
Certainly, any lead is good, but a comfortable one by more than a score.
So the story of the game so far, and we're only, like I said, less than 3 minutes into the second half, Alan, and the story has been Pinkerton, big plays.
9 points on the board in under 3 minutes.
Well, I'm just saying, for Pinkerton's side of the ball, that is probably the third play that's gone for more than 70 yards.
Yeah, the Grizzlies have to try to contain the big plays.
Right.
Coach has always said he doesn't want the competition to get a big play out of him, and so far they've had 3 of those.
At least. There might have been a 4th, but definitely 3.
Well, this is Grizzlies' strength right here. Like I said, are they going to continue to keep kicking it deep? If they are, the Grizzlies are probably going to pick up 20, 30, 40 yards.
Looks like they're doing some push-ups in the cheerleading section. I guess they must do that kind of like what Navy does that.
Is it Navy?
I think it's Navy. If they score a touchdown, the naval cadets do push-ups. Might even be Army too, but I definitely know it's Navy.
Scott, I don't know if you saw this, but there's a nice little popcorn stand down in front of us.
Yeah.
That looks tasty. You like popcorn, Scott?
I do. Love it. Okay, so what do you think? I'm going to say squib.
No, I'm going to say they're going to kick it deep again.
No, not again.
Oh, no, yeah, he's lined up differently. Squib kick.
Onside.
Onside kick. That's Peyton Bickford on the reception, receiving that at his own 43. Grizzlies, excellent field position. 1st and 10 from their own 43. Whether it's a squib kick.
Got it.
What's that?
I knew they're not going to kick deep anymore.
Is it a squib or was it an onside?
Actually, that looked more like an onside kick.
It really did look onside.
Yeah.
But either way, the Grizzlies are doing a dandy job getting field position on the kickoffs.
It was interesting type of kick because they're probably thinking to themselves, we've been kicking the ball off and they've been returning it into our side of the field, so we might as well do an onside kick and maybe recover it.
And they did improve. Moquin set back to pass real quick to Charlie Keith. He's across the 45, across midfield. Now he's approaching the 40. He's cutting back into the middle on his feet. Down at the 34-yard line. Grizzlies move the chains.
We got to hurt Grizzly.
It looks Frankie.
Frankie Diaz is
he's
hurt.
Down right on the sideline.
He's hurt, and he laid down a block, but he is hurt.
Yep. He tried to get – oh, boy. Okay.
I don't know if we can zoom in on Diaz, see how he's doing over there. He looks like he's getting up, but he laid a really good block.
Yeah.
The Goffstown Grizzlies could ill afford for Diaz to be.
This is not another personnel.
No, I mean, you've got arguably Duval is one of the better players on the team. Castillo Diaz would be right up there.
He's right there with him.
And you've got the trainer is over there taking a look at
Beth
him.
does a super job. This is a shout out to Beth Round. Does a wonderful job for all the varsity sports, all the sports really for Goffstown.
It didn't look good though, Alan. He was in pain from the moment one, and he delivered a really good block to spring Carter Cormier.
Now this is when you really test the depth of the Grizzlies to take his position. Who goes there, and then who fills in? Who backfills the person who just filled in for Frankie?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Was that Keith who got that? I'm sorry. It was Keith who got that.
Charlie Keith got the pass, got the great yardage on the play. He's not limping. Hopefully, it was just the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, I mean, he delivered a block that sprung Keith, and that allowed Keith to pick up 10 more yards.
That's a great sign that he walked off on his own, no limp.
Yeah.
Doesn't appear to be a lower body injury, but
you can, like I said, you can ill afford for Goffstown to have one of your premier players because you've already got one that's going to be out for several weeks.
1st and 10 for the Grizzlies from the Astro 35. 9 minutes in the third quarter. Moquin from the shotgun to Comier right up the middle.
Again, better.
I think the ball might be loose. Nope.
He picked up about 3, looks like, on that.
Yeah, 3 yards on the play. That's good north and south running as we critique. Want to see him do more north-south, and that's exactly what he did there, Scott.
So he's about the 33-yard line, although scoreboard only gave him 1 yard. He got more than that.
Moquin to Comier up the middle. This time going to pick up more than one. Wow, motors himself.
See, that's what he's got to do.
Close to the line to the first down.
He's got to put his head down, Alan. He's a strong dude. He's got to put his head down and go north-south, and he did it there.
He keeps driving those legs.
Right.
It's awfully close to a first down. It's going to be 1 yard shy. 3rd and 9, definitely in fourth down territory.
I would agree.
Or just put points on the board. Moquin keeps it himself. He's across.
He's going to break this.
Wow. He's out to the outside. He's across the 10. At about the 9-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies. It'll be 1st and goal.
So Moquin Allen has had a really good game with his legs.
Well,
and his arm, too.
Arguably, he's had a better game with his arm.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 passing touchdowns. Picking up first downs, move it. I think what he's doing is he's taking command of the field and he's moving the ball.
Yeah.
He's leading the Grizzlies down the field numerous times.
I'd like to see Heidenreich get involved here.
From the shotgun. Nope, that's going to be Comier. He's down at about the 4-yard line. Pickup of about 2 yards on the play. Oh, man, 4 yards, yep.
Yeah, they're going to probably give him the ball on the 5 or the 6-yard line.
Like you said, Grizzlies are in no huddle. Comier bouncing to the left, in the middle. No, boy.
They're going to, right.
He's still driving, though. You see the pile?
That was a quick whistle by the ref because he was still
driving.
And, a lot of times with officials, one of the hardest things is to be an official is you anticipate things. And sometimes it doesn't happen, so you blow the whistle and you do it prematurely. So it looks like
3rd and goal for the Grizzlies.
I'm looking on the sideline, and I see Diaz, and he's standing up, and he's stretching something. I don't know if maybe he tweaked a knee. It's kind of hard to say. But he does not look like he's coming in the game.
Moquin keeps it himself. He's across the 5.
He's driving his legs.
He's down at about the 2 or the 1. Hard to see from here, Scott.
It looks like the 1-yard line.
That's going to be 4th and 1.
So this is 2.
Maybe the 2.
So he's got a big decision here for Goffstown. A field goal, which would be a chip shot, would put them up by a touchdown.
Well, which because of the missed extra point, that might be the way to go. But the Grizzlies are going for it on 4th and 2. Moquin to Comier. There's a flag on the field. Got no yardage. You know, Scott, because of that missed extra point, I really would have liked to see now they go ahead by a touchdown. But there is a flag.
Offensive.
False start.
And they're gonna decline that and
turnover on downs.
See, again, it's always easy for us. We're in the press box. Hindsight is 20/20. I agree. I think you got a gift by that missed extra point. and a field goal puts you up by a touchdown.
Exactly.
And,
which is what they were trying to get there anyways.
Right. In a game like this, you take the points when you can get them.
Now, Grizzly defense has an opportunity here, as we did with Londonderry, to really pin them down. This is where you don't want to give up a big play.
But this is where Goffstown is struggling. I mean, now look at this. You've got almost no starting
Oh, boy.
secondary.
I'm going to tell you, Carter Chenard has his work cut out for him with Bladger on number 4 at the bottom of the screen. That's Ty Hicks. He's super fast. He gets by him. He's long gone. Number 3, Coleman Hanahan saves the day. Fumble! The ball's loose.
Goffstown recovers. Loose. Goffstown has recovered. They're saying he's down?
Wow, they're saying he's down. Goffstown recovered the fumble. Ty Hicks had 2 blocks. That's interesting that they're saying that.
I don't know about that. That ball looked like it was loose.
Yep.
That's a tough call for Goffstown.
Yeah, that's really tough. 6:16 on the clock. Grizzlies lead by 4.
So we've got a lot of different players here for Goffstown. They're injury riddled here.
Who's in the
Connor Hyzak, who's a freshman.
Connor Hyzak, yeah. Oh,
is a freshman, and he's playing safety.
I heard he's the up-and-coming quarterback after Cole Hanrahan.
Yeah.
Wow, a lot of confusion.
Wow, we needed
Brought
that.
down by Hanrahan. That's Rico Bucciarelli for a loss of 7 yards on the play. That's a big defensive stand. Brings up 2nd and long for the Astros.
Well, big spot here for the freshman, Connor Hyzak, playing safety, and he's a tremendous baseball player. He's JV, I believe, or the freshman team.
I'm not sure. He's an athlete. Bottom line, the kid can play anything.
He's an athlete, so he's now center stage for Goffstown's defense, who has been decimated by injuries. And you
don't want Bladgeron or Hicks in the open field. There he goes. There's Ty Hicks. He's got a lot of room. He's still on his feet across the 50. Jake Brown brings him down along with Joey Poisson.
So I think what we're seeing here is this is the effects of now playing your second and third stringers.
Sure.
And the team speed of Pinkerton now is taking advantage of Goffstown's injuries. They turned around number 20 for Goffstown. Carter Schwinnard was turned around on that play.
Yeah. Astros doing a great job moving the ball. 1st and 10 from the Grizzly 44.
Evan Cuddy is raising his arms, trying to get the Goffstown crowd into it. They know that they've got to get a stop here. Trouble.
Right up the middle.
Stop by number
Jake Brown, 52.
Yeah. Another injury. Looks like for Pinkerton, unfortunately. We got.
Is that maybe? Hopefully, it's just a cramp. Looks like maybe 28. What do you got there for a number?
Number 28 is Alexander Smith.
I can't see. He's crouched down. Is it 28?
I don't know.
Oh, no. Oh.
Could be Tyler McKiernan, maybe, number 22. It's kind of, I can't see from here. Can anybody see the number of the player from Pinkerton?
.430 remaining here in the third quarter. Grizzlies lead 31-27.
So now it's just accentuates that opportunity that Goffstown had on the 2-yard line. So, yes, you want to put 7 up. Maybe the coach is thinking, you know what, 1 touchdown's not going to do it. We're going to need a lot of scoring because he knows his defense is such. But, you know, what you're going to see here is
he's limping. That's 30. No, is it 38 or 39? It's 39.
Terrell Hicks, and he's been a stud for them.
No, you're thinking Ty Hicks. That's
Ty
his
Hicks.
brother.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What year is Ty Hicks? Number 2.
Number 2, Ty Hicks is not.
He's around for another year. He is fast.
Yeah, good player. Hopefully he's okay.
I think we got a new quarterback, number 3. Down the sideline is 29, knocked out of bounds by number 20, Chenard, at about the 20. Number 3 for Pinkerton.
Aiden
Oh, all right, Guchan.
Yeah.
All right, so the quarterback's the same.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Astros. They're moving the ball very effectively down the field against the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies might be a little tired. We have Frankie Diaz back in the free safety position.
Let's see what he can do. Hopefully that injury is not going to impede him. If anything,
what an opportunity for Connor Hyzak as a freshman, second game of the year, freshman year, to all of a sudden be the free safety on varsity. That's Bucciarelli. He's out to the outside across the 20, the 10. Wow, he's going to be in the end zone. That's no flag. There's a flag down.
Typically on that, that'll
Did he make the end zone?
That'll be an illegal block in the back.
He was moving.
Bucciarelli, I tell you,
Nico
that guy's
Bucciarelli. You love saying the name. He's fast. There's not a lack of speed on these Astros.
No, they're a very fast team offensively, and that's where they're beating Goffstown is with their speed.
Yeah, what's the penalty here? Face mask.
On
Pinkerton, face mask. Wow. Big call. With 4:01 on the clock in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's a difficult thing for us to see up here in the box. It looked like it was more of an illegal block in the back, but that's going to set them back to the 20-yard line.
Yep.
First down. So is that first and goal? No.
No. The ball's on the 20. They have about 8 yards, 7 yards to go. Right to the outside. You're bumping around. Cuts back into the
nice
middle. Wrapped
tackle.
Up. I think that's Peyton Bigford on the tackle. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Peyton Bigford with a nice tackle on that for a loss of about 3 yards.
You know,
they called Justin Bernard.
Yeah.
It's not Justin Bernard. That was all Peyton Bigford.
You know, one of the hardest things to do in a linebacker or even cornerback slot is that open field tackle, and Bigford, that was textbook.
2nd and 11 for the Astros. Ball is on the Grizzly 23. Under 3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter with a game of separation of only 4 points.
So once again, Castillo Diaz is back at the safety position.
Gujan in the shotgun looking to go to the corner. Wide open. There he is. That's Belageron, their number 1 receiver.
That was Keith. So they're attacking Keith. That's the third time. And, you know, I have to empathize with Keith. That's not really his
position.
And they are attacking him. They're going to have to think about another player to play that position if they have one.
Sure.
And again, no disrespect to Keith. He's been lighting it up on the offense.
From the very beginning, their coach, when I talked to him on the sidelines, the coach says Belageron is their leading receiver.
Yeah. So very important extra kick here to make it a 3-point game for Pinkerton. They've come roaring back.
First time that they take the lead.
That's
it's blocked. Another big opportunity for the Grizzlies. Nice blocked punt. Who got a hand on that?
Was it 85?
That's Charlie Keith if he did.
Might have been.
33-31. Grizzlies trail by 2, making it interesting. That a field goal can make all the difference in the world.
Going back to that other play, Goffstown would technically be up by 1 if they didn't go for it. But again, the way this game is going, you're not going to win, probably just by scoring 3s.
Interesting to see what the Astros, how they kick it. Do they go onside kick? I think now you're going to see your squib kick, Scott.
Yeah. You know, I think what's so vitally important for Goffstown here is they need a really good offensive drive to put any points on the board. And I say that because defensively they're going to get tired. I mean, they're hurt in the secondary, and they just need to give their guys a little bit of a break. But what I'm seeing, again, because you're playing more of your second and third stringers, they're getting beaten sometimes on technique.
Oh yeah.
Not just ability.
Grizzlies are in their formation to receive. They're moving out a bit. Looks like we might have some type of a squib kick.
You got to put your hands team up there.
No, they're set to kick it all the way down.
Joey Poisson is in the second level. Yeah, that's it.
There's your squib kick. Chenard receives that high at the 20. Frankie's got it. He's going to penalty. Flag is down. He's still on his feet. He's the ball's loose.
Pinkerton recovers.
Pinkerton gets the ball. Pinkerton ball on the 30 of the Grizzlies. Big turn of events.
The question is, what's the flag?
Yeah,
More than likely a legal block in the back.
I'm going to say it's on the Grizzlies.
It is, and it is.
Declined. Yep.
So that was the
Astros take over from the 32 of the Grizzlies. Excellent field position. Grizzlies defense are going to be tested here. We now have 9. Oh, that's Connor Hysack, right? Number 92.
Yeah, so that is our first turnover of the game, and it came at an inopportune time with a little more than 3 left in the third quarter.
Guccion to Bucciarelli. He's up to the outside, top of your screen. He's across the 25. No, brought down at the 23-yard line. I'm sorry, 27-yard line.
85, Keith. I think Keith made the tackle. So Keith is demonstrating that he's a good tackler, but in terms of the pass defense, this is not probably something that he practices all week long with. Number 16 is coming in the game. Ryan Ozier.
2:30 remaining in the third quarter. Astros lead by 2, 31-33. They're looking to strike again. They're right on the Grizzly doorstep. The ball is on the 26 of the Grizzlies. A lot of confusion. I don't know where the ball is. Whoa, boy. Not much of yardage or gain on the play. Maybe 1 yard. That's going to bring up fourth and...
And that was Adam Moses was in on that tackle.
Is he going to bring up fourth and short or third and short? All right.
Third, but again, because
third and 3.
Because the ball's on the 25-yard line, more than likely this will be fourth down territory if they don't get it. So again, Astros have had huge success on their pass plays.
Buccion passing to the outside. Pass is incomplete. Intended for number 30, Bucciarelli. On the coverage was Peyton Bickford.
Yep. So this is a no-brainer. They're going to go for it on 4th and 3. I doubt they're going to kick it. If they can't make extra points, odds are you're not going to kick a 42-yarder.
4th and 3.
This is a very, very big stop for Goffstown if they can get it. It's a momentum shifter. Number 10 is checking in for Aiden Conroy. He's checking in for Pinkerton. I suspect you're going to see this ball as a pass or maybe a sweep.
You look at Ty Hicks at the top of your screen
in
motion.
Watch the sweep.
That's Bucciarelli. It's going to be close.
I think they stopped him. I think he stopped.
I think they may have. From the reaction on the other side of the field, looks like they may have stopped them.
Yeah. So that was a big defensive stand for Goffstown.
Wow, big play. Grizzlies take over 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. They got a long way to go. 77 yards.
You know, Alan, this is just a great game to watch. I mean, last year Goffstown got a little bit spoiled where they were blowing teams out by halftime.
Now they have to play the whole game.
Right, and what that means is that
tiring.
It's exactly. You've got to be more conditioned because you're just not playing a half.
Moquin in the shotgun, keeps it himself up the middle, picks up maybe 3-4 yards on the play. Maybe 3. Under 1.5 in the third quarter. Grizzlies are trailing by 2.
So I'm going to think that Castillo Diaz is hurt because he didn't play defense and he's not in on offense, if I'm not mistaken. And he's one of your guys with that, breakaway speed.
Oh, sure.
And he's walking the sidelines.
Moquin. Oh, that's Cormier picking up. Still on his feet, dancing
he's
and moving.
Close to a first down.
Picked up about maybe 4 yards on the play. He's going to be a yard or 2 short. It's going to bring up 3rd and short. We may get another play. The clock is running. We're at about 40 seconds remaining.
Goffstown's going no huddle. They don't want there to be, although Pinkerton was able to get their guys off.
Moak went to Comier again.
He's
got the first down. That'll stop the chains to stop the clock to move the chains. Grizzlies will maintain possession. First and 10 from about their own 35.
Yeah, that was just a good example of the no huddle because it kept Pinkerton a little off balance.
Frankie did check back into the game. He's on that slot spot. Moquin looking to pass. He's looking for Frankie. He's going to him. Pass. Oh!
Broken up.
Excellent defense by number 25.
Yeah, 25.
25 for the Astros. Frankie had the opening there, but great coverage for the Astros.
Adam Morin.
Brings up 2nd and 10. Good to see Frankie back and being able to run at full sprint there.
You know what? I think we're going to have to see Keith and Heidenreich get into the action here. Yeah. They were very active in the first half.
Look at the size mismatch between Heidenreich at the bottom of the screen and the D-back.
Looks like it's a good 5-inch height difference.
Comier up the middle, maybe 2 yards.
Yeah,
That's probably going to bring us to a close of the third quarter.
Yeah, so looks like we're going to go into the start of the fourth quarter. Goffstown's going to be about a 3rd and 7, maybe more, maybe 3rd and 8.
We're not going to get another play. That'll close out third quarter where the Grizzlies trail by 2, 33-31. We will start fourth quarter action in a moment, folks. What a great game.
Oh, yeah. I think this game, though, is it's highlighting for Goffstown the importance of an Andrew Duval and a St. Ange.
Oh, sure.
To show how a team like Pinkerton can exploit that. And, I think, Duval is an all-state type player, not easily replaceable. And
you're going to see the effects of that in the game.
Yeah.
Scott, maybe the Goffstown TV sports crew can do a pyramid like the cheerleaders are doing down there.
Yeah, I think we need 6 people.
Maybe we can flip Adam around and he could twirl him around and maybe do a somersault or something.
I think the term in gymnastics or in cheer competition is a flyer. So Adam would be the flyer.
Yeah. I'll be the base.
Well, the flyer is the person who gets thrown in the air, so that'll be Kevin.
I think he's afraid of heights.
We'll make Kevin the flyer.
Grizzlies coming to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Ball is on their own 37. So you got trailing by 2. We got a new fresh 12 minutes on the clock.
You got Castillo Diaz out there. Colby Putnam at the bottom of the screen.
Moquin dropping back blitz. 2 steps. Has an open man. That's
he dropped it.
It was deflected by number 31. Right. Frankie just couldn't hold on to it. Oh, and he was gone. That was 6 points.
Yeah, that was a blitz by Pinkerton to Moquin's blind side. He stood in there in the pocket, delivered the ball.
Excellent pass again. Boy, what hands by the Astros right there at the last minute to get a deflection on that ball.
So Heidenreich will come in for the punt.
Jared Heidenreich, number 81.
Good kick.
Excellent kick. Should get a Grizzly roll. It does. Astros will be 1st and 10 from their 26.
Yep. So Goffstown needed a little bit more offense on that one to try to take some of this momentum away. Now the defense is back.
That's the right play. If the defense can stop them, I have all the confidence in the Grizzly offense to go down and move the chains and get the ball down there. 11:45 remaining in the game. But, when people are reading the paper tomorrow and they see Pinkerton and Goffstown, I think they're going to be surprised. Number one, that the Grizzlies hung in, are doing very well, but also with the score and the total number of points. Good shot to Bucciarelli to the outside, cuts back to the middle, wrapped up immediately. That's 78, Evan Cuddy.
Yep. So that's a good sign. So Cuddy wasn't in last week. He brings a lot of good defensive strength to that front line.
Absolutely. The aggressiveness, too. Yeah. I mean, the way he can get penetration right on the line of scrimmage so quickly is amazing. Brings up 2nd and 9 for the Astros as they come to the line of scrimmage.
So you got Keith playing cornerback. He is covering number 2, Ty Hicks. So we've got that matchup.
Gujan under center. Keeps it himself. Looking to pass up the middle.
Ooh, that
passes.
Could be hitting a defenseless receiver. That is
was the ball even catchable? Boy, that ball wasn't even okay.
No. The thing was the thing. The call was that it was a defenseless receiver.
I don't know. He almost had his fingertips.
Yeah. They're talking about it now.
Yeah, I don't think that's a penalty.
I think because he had a fingertip on it. Then you're right. Then you can lower your head.
I think it was perfect timing by Frankie.
They might pick that up because they're talking about it.
I mean, it wasn't an egregious hit. I mean, it wasn't. Yep,
they're
personal
calling
foul. Hit to the head, they're going to call it.
That was not a hit to the head. That was a hit to his shoulder pads. He said it was, a hit to the head.
I think they figured, hey, we got a consolation, we'll do something, but we'll probably get a replay from Adam on that one. I don't think he hit him in the head. He hit him below his shoulders.
Yeah. He hit him in the shoulder, in the body. It didn't go over his head.
But it was from the line of scrimmage. It's not from the place of the foul.
Right. It's still an automatic first down.
First down
and
from their own 42.
So yet another penalty for Goffstown. It was probably well over 100 yards in penalties today.
In motion is Hicks. It goes to Hicks, top of the screen. He's moving across the middle. He's free. He's wrapped up. Someone's not letting go. I think Joey Poisson brought him right down. He wasn't going to let go of him at all. But he is fast.
Well, it's the same type of sweep play that Goffstown runs with Castillo Diaz or a Duval. So you're seeing the same offensive play for Pinkerton that Goffstown runs. And all you need to do is get past that first level.
Like you said, give credit to the Astros for this backup quarterback being able to move their offense and maintain composure with this. There's Hicks in motion. He keeps it himself. He's under pressure. Big pass going deep. Passes over the head of Belageron on the coverage with Charlie Keith.
But even on that play with Keith, it's like he's got to stay with his man. He's got to look back.
He had great coverage on him
there.
Right,
he's got to look back. He didn't look back on that one.
Yep. He stayed right with him. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Ball is still on the 44-yard line.
So the other thing that Goffstown needs to start thinking about is that if they know that their cornerbacks are being targeted, you got to get a good pass rush, and you got to start blitzing,
which they did on that.
Yeah.
They got great penetration.
You got to start taking chances.
Gujan looking to pass. Pass is complete to number 16. On the tackle is Charlie Keith. We haven't called 16's name yet.
Ryan Ogier.
Moving the chains for the Astros. 1st and 10. They're going to be at the Grizzly 29-yard line.
This is a big defensive stand for Goffstown. The ball's on the 29. They really need to hold Pinkerton here to no more than a field goal. They can't give up a touchdown.
Keep an eye to the top of the screen. Number 4, Belageron.
He's in single coverage. No safety help. Well, Frankie's playing in.
Gujan to Bucciarelli, wrapped up right away by Bickford, and then Moses finishes him off.
Good job by
Jake Brown on the tackle.
Good job by Bickford there. He penetrated the line.
He tripped him up. Moses brought him down, and Jake Brown was there to finish him off.
So, Alan, do you think that Goffstown's taking us a little bit more chances now on these run blitzes and blitzes?
I think
they're going to have to, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to show some penetration to stop one facet of the game, because right now, the run game.
You got to know where some of these star players are in terms of their speed.
Right up the middle, the Astros go to Bucciarelli.
They've called his name quite a bit.
That was Justin Pernard, 55 on the tackle.
So kudos to Nico Bucciarelli. He's playing a pretty strong game today.
Yep. And Belageron and Hicks. Those are the three that are really getting it done for the
So
Astros.
this is
Hicks goes to the Bladron goes to the bottom of the screen this time, number 4.
this is where you got to be careful again. This was that coverage that this is where Frankie has to be careful.
3rd and
it's gonna
6,
be a
drops
pass
back.
play.
On the pressure is Poisson. Wide open is 29. Excellent tackle for the Grizzlies is Charlie Keith. Number 29 is down and out at the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Astros.
So in that particular situation, Goffstown played a little bit of a different defense. They almost played a zone type cover, and in that it was just a good throw into coverage.
1st and goal. I'm sorry, the ball's on the 8-yard line. 8.5 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. Astros lead the Grizzlies by 2. Gujan to Bucciarelli. He's across the 5. He's held up. The ball might be loose.
They're gonna call him out at around the 3. It looks like.
Yeah. It looks like he reached out and dropped the ball.
Yeah, but I think his foot stepped out at the 3. You have the referee on the sideline. Yeah, it's on the 3. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 3.
8 minutes remaining here with the.
So far, has Pinkerton had any turnovers? Trying to remember. I don't
think so.
recall a turnover for Pinkerton. Any fumbles or interceptions. They've been very good with the ball.
Number 9 is in the backfield.
You got single coverage out there.
Gujan right over to Bucciarelli.
No,
Tries to go up and over. I don't know where the ball is.
It's a fumble, but recovered by Goffstown.
Grizzlies have the ball.
Wow.
Grizzlies have, there's your turnover for the Astros. Grizzlies have the ball at their own 3-yard line with 7.5 trailing by 2. What a turn of events.
And this is what I was saying. Pinkerton all game long has been really good about protecting the ball. And then they have an opportunity to put at least 3 on the board. Maybe put this game out of reach with another touchdown, to be honest with you.
On the door of the Grizzlies, right at the doorstep. And it's amazing. Grizzly defense comes up with the ball.
Alan, what we're seeing here is a heavyweight fight.
Yeah,
this is going 12 to 15 rounds here.
We need a big breakout play.
Castillo Diaz is in the slot. Now he's in motion.
Moquin in the shotgun. Diaz. Moquin keeps it, goes himself. Picks up maybe a yard on the play.
Yeah, you got to be careful here. Just like what happened to Goffstown last week in that Londonderry game where Londonderry had an errant snap. Goffstown needs to be equally as careful.
They definitely want to give themselves a little bit of cushion room here. They're a little pinned deep.
So now the Pinkerton band strikes up while we're on offense, which is a typical tactic for these types of games.
Moquin in the end zone from the shotgun. He is looking deep across the middle.
Dangerous pass.
Dangerous pass. He was looking for Frankie. There was a lot of coverage by the Astros. That's going to bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 to be exact for the Grizzlies.
So nice job by Pinkerton there. That was thrown into triple coverage. So like I said to you before, if Goffstown's going to mount an offensive drive here, they're going to have to go back to Charlie Keith. They're going to have to go back to Heidenreich.
Yeah, which it seems as though they've stopped the passing to those two.
Exactly.
Moquin in the end zone again. Just under 7 minutes remaining, trailing by 2. Comier on his side.
He'll be there to block.
Nope. Moquin up the middle. Still on his feet. Down at the 10-yard line.
He's going to be shy.
He's shy of about 3 yards.
Yeah, and now we're going to have to punt. So as they say, football is a game of field
I don't think
position.
they're punting.
Really?
Moquin is in the shotgun, 4th and 2.
He might pooch punt it.
Frankie gets the ball. He's out on the outside.
He's got a first
down.
He's still
on his feet. He's across the 30. Cutting back inside. He's across the 40 on his feet. Twirling. Now he's out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Scott, I don't know what happened there. You're 4th and
2 on what, the 10-yard line?
And you have the guts to make that call and go for it?
Justin Huff.
Maybe there's a flag down.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Right there, right at the 46-yard line, there's a flag on the field. But what did the coach see to go for that?
I have no idea. Maybe he thought that he could catch them. Maybe they brought their punt team on,
I thought he could catch him off guard.
I don't know.
I mean, Frankie certainly has the speed,
We
but
got
now there's a flag.
Legal block in the back or something. I don't even know what that is.
What's this?
Oh, it's on the other team.
Penalties declined.
Okay.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies. Now all of a sudden we're at about midfield. Excellent play by the Grizzlies as they trail by 2 with 6:17 on the clock. What a second chance.
Wow.
I have never seen that. 4th and 2 from your own 12.
No, it's beyond belief what he just did there.
And it worked.
Yeah. So one thing that Goffstown does is they run no huddle. Although it looks like they're taking a lot of time here, they run no huddle. They signal everything in because they need to do that for the crowd noise situation.
Moquin in the shotgun. Cormier gets it. Wow, he's still on his feet. He's across the 50. He's down at about the 47-yard line. 48-yard line.
I'm actually very pleased with Carter Cormier's performance.
Second half performance. He's really stepped it up.
Someone talked to him about going
no
north-south.
huddle. Look at still got players on the Astros still on the field.
Okay, so that could be a penalty.
Moquin on his feet. He's cutting to the outside. Stretches. It's going to be close to a first down for the Grizzlies.
So if there are 11 players on the field, that should be a flag.
That should be a flag. He was certainly on the field.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Yeah, that should be a penalty. There was clearly a player on the field when he was running off, right in front of the side judge.
Yep.
I don't get it.
Moquin, 3rd and 1. This time to Cormier. He's under a lot of pressure. Just go down at this point. He's down at the 47.
That's a tough play call.
Yeah.
You know, I think in a situation like that, I'd rather see Frankie Castillo on a sweep.
Yeah.
Put it into a player's hands that maybe is a little bit faster.
Now we see Jared Heidenreich coming out for the punt.
Now that missed penalty, by the way,
is all the difference in the world.
That had a huge implication because then you would have had 2nd down and only 1.
Heidenreich is set to punt. Good snap. Gets an excellent kick downfield.
Got to get on him. Fair catch.
Fair catch. Astros will be 1st and 10 from their own 23.
I tell you, I got to go back to that missed. I mean, I don't understand.
We all saw him coming running off the field. He was still on the field.
He was not even 5 feet from the line judge. Yeah.
A lot of controversial calls. That fumble where the Grizzlies recovered right in front of us at midfield didn't go our way.
Sometimes there are ones that are difficult for a ref to make a call. That one just seemed like it was, kind of obvious.
Talk about putting pressure on the Grizzly defense to stand up one more time. Let's see if they can get it done. Stop this scoring offense of the Astros and get possession. Gujan under center, pips it right up to the middle, drives a pile. I didn't see who it was. I would guess.
55. Stopped him.
That's Justin Pennard. On the carry was number 9. That's fast for the Astros.
A little unusual for the band to be playing while offense is going, but I guess now they got the memo. They got 3 yards on that, so again.
2nd and 7, 4:18, clock is still ticking.
This is a
both teams have 3 timeouts, Scott.
This is a massive defensive stop here for Goffstown. It's going to be a pass play.
We're going to pass under pressure. Pass is complete to number 10.
Got to go for the strip. Go for the strip.
At the 45, he's brought down.
He's got a first down, though.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 35.
So question, Alan, on that play where obviously we lost yardage on that run, should we have gone for it on 4th down and 7, knowing that it was at midfield?
Yeah, well,
I mean, rather than all you did was pick up.
Well, I think the time has a lot to do with it in the game. Kick it as deep as you can, pin them, and then give your defense a chance, give your offense one more chance to come down.
So you got Keith in coverage again.
Gujan under center. Hicks is in motion. He's got the ball. He's moving back to the middle. He's on his feet. He's spinning around. Jake Brown finishes him off.
Really nice job of defense there. Multiple guys for Goffstown put a lick on him. See, again, Joey Poisson, he did not play last week as well. So Cuddy and Poisson are showing
big impact.
A huge impact. So So again, it makes you kind of wonder with the full
roster, the Grizzlies are
right.
a terrific team. 3 minutes remaining here in the game. Grizzlies lead by 2. Astros 2nd and 8 from their own 37. Bucciarelli gets it. He's across the side. He's coming up to the outside, bottom of the screen. That looks like Connor Hysack.
He's got a first down.
First down. Connor Hysack was finally the one to push him out of bounds.
Right, so now Goffstown's going to be in a situation where they're going to have to start calling timeouts.
Oh, sure. They got 3 of them to kill.
Right, but they got to make a defensive stop.
1st and 10, Astros right at about midfield.
So I'm assuming maybe they're saving Diaz for offense, but you got to stop these guys before you can even think about offense.
Bladgeron checks himself into the game for the Astros. Number 4, keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on number 2, Ty Hicks. And Bucciarelli. Boy,
yeah.
what a nice offensive unit they have.
They've got a lot of speed out there.
We're going to have a timeout right here.
Pinkerton.
2:48, just under 3 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Grizzlies lead by 2, 33-31 here in Derry, New Hampshire.
So I want to bring you back a little bit to that 4th down and 2 play where we did not kick the field goal. So now we're at a situation where if that happened, the game would be 34-33, and this would be a defensive drive for a
Sure.
So it's
points. That's why they say when you can, put points on the board.
Yeah. And I'm sure the Goffstown coaching staff was thinking, oh my goodness, we're having a really hard time. Points are being put up left and right. We got to score as many touchdowns because it's.
Sure.
I get all that. Who would have thought though that almost all the points were scored in the first half?
Let's give Coach Huff the credit. I'm amazed at that call. 4th and 2 from your own 10 or 12 and we get the first down.
Yeah.
More. He picked up 30 yards on the play.
I mean, I think Justin
I think he saw something and said, let's take advantage of this.
He has just a knack for that. He's fearless. He'd rather go down swinging. He's not a guy. I guarantee if he played baseball, he didn't get called out on too many strikes. He swung.
Yeah. Both teams come to the line of scrimmage with just under 3 minutes remaining. Right at about midfield. If the Grizzlies can stop them here, it's 1st and 10. Stop this drive.
Yeah, or force some sort of a turnover. They're probably going to run it
right
out.
Up the middle. That looks like Bucciarelli. Stopped by Pinard. 55.
He's been in on so many tackles.
Boy, both players had a good head of speed at them. Someone's got a timeout. This time, I think it's the Astros that took a timeout. Oh, nope.
Goffstown did.
Goffstown, okay.
Yeah.
This is where most people fast forward, Scott.
Yeah, I know, but this is, I'll tell you, we have been absolutely blessed. First 2 games of the season have gone down to the wire.
Yep.
And, for folks like you and I who love to watch and obviously announce these games, you can't get any better than this. You always want your team to come up on the winning end of things.
And, Scott, you were spot on with the time. You said it'll end at about 9:30, and right now it's 9:24 with 2:42 left. Each team has 2 timeouts. What great weather we've had for the last 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day when I first started doing this, Scott, we were in the stands in the rain.
Yeah. So the interesting thing here is, what's Goffstown going to do defensively?
Stop the ball. Gujan quickly to Ty Hicks. He comes back to the middle. Adam Moses is there, brings him down.
Okay, so here's the play of the game right here.
Wow. Bringing up a big play. Adam did a terrific job in on that tackle right away.
I think you're going to see Castillo Diaz come in for this play.
I think Nick Okereke was in on that as well. We got another timeout on the field. That's a Grizzly timeout. Grizzlies will have one more timeout.
Right, they had to do that. They had to do that. So this is it. If a first down is made by Pinkerton, game over, essentially. If Goffstown can stop them, then obviously it looks like it'll be a punting situation, try to pin them back as best they can, and then it's Pinkerton
it's still 3rd down. They have 2 more chances.
If they go 4th down.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you might, but then all of a sudden, if you've got a Heidenreich who's a great kicker,
yeah,
and all you have to do is get 25 yards, not the with 2-point game, I don't know if I'd do that.
Yeah.
I'd rather challenge Goffstown to drive 70 or 80 yards. But first things first, Goffstown needs a big stop, and My prediction here is that you're going to see either a sweep, a running sweep, or you're going to see a pass play. And they're either going to go after Keith again, or
I think they think everybody's going to run, and I think they're going to pass the ball.
Yeah.
And they're going to pass it to Belageron at the bottom of the screen, right at the 50-yard line. Watch this. Gujan set to pass, going back, got some pressure, goes right over to Tix.
He dropped it.
Tix drops the ball.
That was the
right
that was
on
the
his
game.
hands.
That was the game.
Wow. Big play.
Are they going to go for it?
It's 4th and 6 at midfield. What do you do if you're the Astros?
I think they're going to go for it now. Maybe not.
No, I'd say kick it, pin the Grizzlies deep.
I would too, but
the Grizzlies only have one timeout left, and they got to go 2.5 minutes down the field. I'd pin them deep. That's just me.
Wow. So
and their kicker is coming out on the
who
field.
missed that one too?
That was number 2. That was Ty Hicks.
Ty Hicks, and he was like an all-star this game.
He's been money today.
So listen.
I think he
looking
started
to
run before he had the ball.
But you know what? These are high school kids.
Of course.
The kid has had a phenomenal
Big
game.
play here. High snap. Pinard. Oh!
He got a piece of that.
I don't. Wow. Frankie is there. The ball is getting an Astro bounce. It's rolling all the way to the 8-yard line, 7-yard line.
I thought Pinard had that.
The Grizzlies will be 1st and 10 from their own 7 with 2:20 to go down the field. Can they get close enough to get a field goal? Because that's all we need.
Yeah, I think you've got to think about getting to the 20-yard line.
Wow. What a game this has been.
Pinard came within a
whisker.
A whisker, right.
A whisker, Adam. Wow.
Well, for all those...
What year is Justin Pinard?
I think he's a junior, right?
He's 55. He is a junior. We get to see him another year.
So, for all those people that might have doubted Goffstown's success and maybe the transformation of a state championship team, they have proven themselves tonight that they can compete with the big boys.
Here we go. Moquin set in the shotgun. Goes short outside to Cormier. Cormier picking up about maybe 3 yards on the play.
He's out about the 12. Right. They got to hustle back.
And I think we need some longer plays.
Well,
we're going to need to strike.
I understand what they were doing, but they got to hustle back. And
2-minute mark right here. Moquin drops the ball. Still on his feet, looking deep. Now the runners are real deep. Has Frankie Diaz wide open. He's across midfield. He's down at the 43.
A massive play
Grizzlies
by Frankie
1st and 10 with 148. Castillo,
a massive
big play.
He came this close to breaking it.
Wow, Frankie Diaz gets the separation. Moquin, the composure after he drops the ball to make. Now the runners are down the field, and he's still able to make that pass. Moquin in the shotgun. He's at midfield. He's looking deep. He's moving to his right. Has an open man. He's out of bounds. That's Jared Heidenreich.
He's out of bounds about the 34-yard line.
We're in striking distance. 1:37 on the clock. Grizzlies trail by 2. Scott, an amazing play. That was all Nick Moquin to have that composure.
Moquin has had just a phenomenal game. Never underestimate the heart of these Grizzlies. They, win or lose, these guys battle.
Moquin in the shotgun. Cormier to his left. 1:37 on the clock. He's dropping back. Quick short pass to Cormier. He's got room. He's at the 30, across the 25. Nope.
Hold on to the ball.
Out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
All right, so he is close to being in field goal range for the kicker.
1:27 on the clock.
But you know as well as I do, that's a first down. Goffstown wants a touchdown here. They don't want to take any chances here on a field goal. Pinkerton has their backs up against the wall, so everybody you paid admission to come here
this
to
worth
Pinkerton,
every dollar.
You got every dollar of it.
Moquin in the shotgun. Rolling to his right. He's looking right. Passing right to Frankie Diaz. It's complete. He's out of bounds at the 13. And it's a first down.
That was a tremendous grab by Frankie Castillo Diaz. It was almost a back shoulder throw. Now what Goffstown has to be careful with is you have to be careful of turnovers. You are in field goal range.
That only took 7 seconds on the clock. The Grizzlies are coming to the line of scrimmage with 1:20 with 12 yards to go. Someone's calling a timeout.
Right.
That's going to be Astro timeout. Each team will have one more left.
Right, so that's another issue here is that if Goffstown is able to score, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown, we have not proven that we can stop Pinkerton So
let's put points on the board.
We got to get the points
and let's worry about the defense after. The defense has done a dandy job. Folks, if you're having fun watching this game and you haven't come to a game, come to the next Grizzly home game at the Grizzly Den.
So, Alan, what do you think is going through Coach Huff's mind? Is he thinking now we're going to run the ball, try to hold on to it?
Keep the ball, run the ball, kill time on the clock.
Right.
You got 3 plays to run the ball and kill the clock.
Right.
You can always kick. And you might even get a run into the end zone, okay?
Right,
you might get a touchdown, but let's run and kill the clock. This is coming down to the wire. Hold on to the football, boys.
So another Pinkerton player running off.
Moquin all alone in the backfield. In the shotgun, Diaz in motion. It's going to Moquin, flag on the field.
That's motion on us. That's what you don't want. Out of a timeout, you cannot have that. So Coach Huff has to be very disappointed in his team.
Now you're backing up, the kick for Sam.
Well, that's my point, but the issue that I'm talking about is you just came out of a timeout. You know the offensive formation in this set.
Yeah.
So now the ball's on the 17-yard line with first
120. They're going to put 1 more second on the clock. It's got to be 120. 1-2-0. Great observation. Great catch on that.
What a nail-biter here in Pinkerton.
120 is on the clock. We're all set to go. Refs are ready. We're ready. Team is ready.
A little surprised the crowd's not into it as much as you'd think.
Yeah. Moquin in shotgun, Cormier to his right. Keep an eye on Diaz, keep an eye on Keith.
And they're going to pass
going back, we got a rush. We got Cormier with the ball. He's at the 5.
He's in there for a touchdown.
Grizzlies! There's no flag on the field. Touchdown Grizzlies with 1:12 on the clock. The Astros will have their work cut out for them.
And the fans are going crazy in the stands for Goffstown.
Big play. Carter, Cormier.
Like I
go
said,
ahead.
Somebody had a conversation with Carter during that halftime. He has just put his head down and just simply killing it.
Someone's having a dandy time here in Derry, New Hampshire.
They're celebrating early in Derry.
I believe someone's celebrating.
And it's not us up here, although things are very happy up here in the press box right now.
That's another TD pass. He's up
Two-point
to
conversion.
4 for the day. 5 touchdowns.
That's batted down.
5 touchdowns for Nick Moquin today. 4 passing, 1 rushing. Carter Cormier with 1 TD rushing. How about that?
So
way to sprinkle the ball around.
The question that we talked about, and again, I talked to you about this just a couple of minutes ago. If Goffstown puts the ball on the board, points on the board, you got to.
The Astros only have 1 timeout.
Yeah, but
you can't give up a big play.
The clock stops on first down, so
keep only till they move the chains.
Yeah.
Keep the offense in front of you. Don't let anybody get behind you. Now,
that's easier said than done.
How do we kick? I say we have Sam kick this as far as he humanly can possibly kick it and get a touchback.
Yeah, I don't think you try to do a squib kick here. I think so far the kick return coverage has been good for Goffstown.
Astros need a touchdown. A field goal will not do it.
Yep. What an unbelievable game.
All the way down to the wire. Last game, down with 1:05. All the way down. This is minute 12. 4-point lead for the Grizzlies, set to kick off as Heidenreich.
Both these teams have just battled, the
Big
entire
kick.
game.
He's down at the 1. Astros take over at the 1. He's still on his feet. That's Bladgeron. 85. Charlie Keith, first impact.
30-yard line.
Charlie Keith, big hit.
Did the clock even go on that play?
It went 6 seconds.
Okay.
It was 1:12. Charlie Keith with a big stop here. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 30. They have 1:06 to move the ball. Prevent the big play.
So this
Watch
is
for Hicks and Bladgeron. The run is not going to go to Bucciarelli. It's going to go to 4 or 2.
I think the big thing here for Goffstown is how much cushion are they going to give, and can Cuddy Can Oker
get the penetration?
Right. Can Moses? Can those guys get some? I don't even think Moses is
4. Bladgeron, bottom of your screen.
Yeah, and he's almost in single coverage. So
Hicks in the slot. To Bucciarelli rolling to the right. He's got running room. He's across the 35. He's out of bounds at the 40.
What a
great
block.
Play.
What a block.
Great play by the Astros, moving the ball with 1 minute. They took 6 seconds off, and they picked up more than a first down.
Yeah, they picked up 10 yards and in 6 seconds, and that was a tremendous block. And on that situation, if he turns it up, it's danger. So again, we're coming down to, can the Goffstown defense stymie Pinkerton here? Pinkerton has shown that they're one throw away or one run away from scoring 6.
That's it. They're on their own 40. It's 1st and 10. 1 minute remaining. The Astros are trailing the Grizzlies by 4. Guchan set back, looking back. Penetration is there. Wide open. Oh,
he went for the pick.
Frankie went for the pick.
He went for the pick.
He almost. There was penetration. There was pressure on the quarterback. Just missed out at Bladgeron. What did I tell you?
Yeah,
big play.
Clock will keep going here once they set the ball. They're not going to call a timeout.
No,
so the
clock is going
go
right now.
That was the one big play, Alan, that we could not give up, because now with a high school quarterback, you can throw the ball in the end zone, no problem.
Now easily in striking distance.
Goffstown needs a pass rush here.
Guchan set back, looking right. He's looking right. He's going deep. Nice. Broken up by Charlie Keith. Excellent play. 33 seconds on the clock. The clock is stopped, Scott.
I got knots in my stomach watching this game.
There's better be coverage on number 2, Ty Hicks.
Right.
Because they haven't gone his way in a while.
This has been a classic heavyweight battle between Pinkerton and Goffstown tonight. And I'll tell you, one team will emerge victorious.
And one team is going to stay where they are or possibly move up in the polls, and the other one, I can't imagine the other one's going to go down, no matter who it is.
This has just been a battle royale. I mean, both teams are just played incredibly.
Kujan under center. Bladgeron, bottom of the screen. Across the middle, passes.
Oh, it was dropped.
I don't even think it was thrown.
No, I'm saying our number 3 had it in his hands.
Coleman Handerhan.
That would have been the game.
That would have been the game. 30 seconds on the clock. Brings up 3rd and 10 for the Astros as they trail the Grizzlies by 4.
They've got a timeout, so there's nothing to worry about too much. They should think about getting a first down here, not so much going deep. But that ball was clearly in his hands.
Keep an eye on number 2. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Ty Hicks. Bladgeron goes to the top of the screen.
I think we got to get here. You got to get a big pass rush here. Look for Cuddy to get in there.
3rd and 10. Guchan under pressure. Passes Bucciarelli. It's complete at the 30. He's going out of bounds. 22 seconds on the clock. He's out of bounds at about the 27-yard line.
So this is it. Fourth down.
They got to go for the end zone.
No.
Well, 4th and 10.
They got to go for a first down, and that'll be.
Is it 4th and 10 or?
I think it's like 4th and 9, or maybe it is 10. Yeah.
It's just about 4th and 10. All right.
So this is it. This is the game. A defensive stop here for Goffstown wins it.
All right, here we go. Grizzly Nation. If you're in your living room, I want you to stand on your feet, open your window.
Great crowd here in Pinkerton. This is what Friday Night Football is all about,
Friday Night Lights. Grizzlies lead by 4, 22 seconds on the clock. Kuchan dropping back. He's looking right. He's going to the end zone. Charlie Keith interception.
And
Charlie Keith
going to win
interception.
this.
No flags on the field. Charlie Keith redeemed himself from the whole game. Go Charlie. Charlie in the box, baby.
So Charlie Keith comes up big. Pinkerton went after him 3 times on scores. They throw to him, and he intercepts the ball.
Charlie Keith. Charlie in the box.
So
Love that.
So I think it's pretty much safe to say in our post-game interview, Charlie Keith is going to be one of those guys.
Charlie and Nick. We got to talk to Nick.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you can also discount. You got Diaz with 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's Charlie and Nick.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Unbelievable turn of events.
I tell you, Alan.
The game's not over.
Yeah, I know that.
It's 17 seconds.
It's called taking a knee. They'll call a timeout. No, they won't call a timeout.
What a great job by Charlie.
I tell you, I'm sure we both have stressful jobs and weeks. This takes me out of my element for a little bit. And
That's the game. Grizzlies win 37-33 here in Derry at the home of Pinkerton Academy Astros. Welcome, Grizzly Nation. This is Al Potvin, the voice of the Grizzlies, here in Derry, New Hampshire, with Pinkerton Academy, with one of the heroes of the game, where the Grizzlies win 37-33, Charlie Keith. Charlie, great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What an interception at the end of the game. Take us through that pass. What we're thinking up in the box is earlier in the game, with all the mishaps, with Andrew being out, Frankie getting hurt, it seemed like they were kind of thrown in your direction. They had a couple big plays. What were you thinking?
At first, very stressful. I get down on myself pretty easily, but over the last couple years, my amazing coach has brought me out of that shadow I've been underneath, and I've been really holding my own for a little bit, and just I learned after a couple mistakes, and I got back, and I just showed what I had to do.
Well, what we said earlier in the broadcast, what we said was there was you and there was number 81, Jared Heidenreich. Early in the game, you guys were thrown to quite a bit. You made an immediate impact in the game. Big difference in what we saw last week. Last week, there were limited touches. This week, you had an amazing catch, but more importantly, on the close sideline, Pinkerton side, you made an amazing block, freed up some room for Frankie to get some extra yardage and come down the field. And then all of a sudden, we see you with the interception at the end of the game. We couldn't be happier for you. And this is a shout-out to you, Charlie, over at Grizzly Nation. Congratulations. Great win for the Grizzlies.
Thank you.
Good job. Hopefully, we'll talk to you again.
Hopefully.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Welcome, Grizzly Nation. Here we are at Pinkerton Academy, Derry, New Hampshire, where the Grizzlies win 37-33. We're here with one of the stars of the game, Frankie Castillo-Diaz. Frankie, congratulations.
Thank
you.
you.
2 weeks in a row, people are going to start talking. We keep meeting on the field after this. Great job again for you and all the Grizzlies.
Thank you.
You got us a little nervous. You got a little injury. You got up. You weren't limping. We were happy. It didn't look like a lower body. Can you tell us what happened?
Well, I was just playing hard at the beginning of the game, and then towards the middle of the second half, I started cramping up, and that kind of killed me and killed the team.
So thankfully it was just a cramp up.
Yeah, nothing serious.
Well, listen, besides the cramp up, in between all the cramps, Frankie had 2 touchdowns, and one of the most spectacular plays is you were rushing down, and at about the 25-yard line, I wrote a specific note. You stopped on a dime and broke his ankles. It was an amazing run back. It was so exciting to watch. You're always exciting to watch, so I want to congratulate you and all the Grizzlies for another win.
Thank you.
Great job.
It.
Take care.
Thank you.
Welcome, Grizzly Nation. Here we are with one of the stars of the game. I arguably say the star of the game, Nick the Nugget Moquin. Nick, you are my neighbor. You live right next to me. I don't see you much in the neighborhood, but I'm awfully glad I get to see you over here.
Thank you.
An amazing game. 4 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. What got my attention, and Scott, my colleague, is the composure that you had on a bad snap. It fell. You had the composure to pick it up, stay in the pocket, and I believe you made a completion to Frankie Diaz.
Yeah.
An amazing. Take us through what you were thinking on some of the pass plays.
Well, most of the pass plays, we knew they played a cover 3, so we knew we had a lot of matchups on the outside. We were trying to play short game, and then at the first drive when Frankie was wide open on that seam, we were like, okay, we can really hit him downfield.
It seemed early on, I made this observation with Charlie Keith, number 85. It seemed like him and Jared Heidenreich were really early targets for you today versus last week. And obviously things change, different teams, different coverage, but it seemed like they were a more integral part of the receiving game today. Yeah. Was that something you specifically worked on this week in practice?
Yeah, last week I wasn't really composed at all. I was pretty nervous, and I was trying to take too many shots downfield. So Charlie and Jared, they're both outside guys, so they're taking a lot of their short routes.
And they're huge. It's almost like Gronkowski, and now you got Bennett. And
one is a huge possession receiver, and one can make plays. So.
Yep, it was fantastic. Well, congratulations to you and all the Grizzlies. It's great to see another win, a big win. We're now 2-0. The winning streak is now up to 15, 16. It's amazing. Yeah. So a lot of the credit goes to you. Congratulations. I know you're going to have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Take it easy. We'll see you next week. Welcome, Grizzly Nation. Here we are with Coach Huff after victory here in Derry, New Hampshire, Pinkerton Academy, 37-33. Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks, Al. Appreciate it.
What a great win. But I got to ask you, I've been nervous energy. The big question I had was we were pinned deep. It was fourth down, 2 yards to go on our own 12.
Yep.
And we figured, they got to punt the ball. That's what you do. When you play Madden, you got to punt the ball. When you see the NFL, they punt the ball. That's what you do. All of a sudden, we see it handoff to Frankie. He goes to the outside, and he gets more than 12 yards. Yep. He gets 30 yards. Was there something that you saw in the coverage?
I haven't played Madden in years. But when
Okay.
I used to play, I would always go for it in 4th and 2.
You would always go for it.
If it doesn't
All right.
work out, you hit the reset button.
There's no reset here. Was there certain like a coverage or something you saw?
I liked what we were seeing from that formation. I thought we had a play that should work. And the other thing was just that Pinkerton was moving the ball on us so well.
Yeah.
And we had guys down with injuries, and I didn't feel that putting our defense back out there on the field would be our best chance to win. I thought our best chance to win was trying to convert a 4th and 2.
Yeah. I interviewed Charlie Keith and Nick. I thought a big difference from last week was the interaction and the more plays going to the big two, I'll call them tight ends, 81, 85,
Yep.
Heidenreich and Keith.
And Charlie.
Was that something that you worked on all week, or did it just not work last week against Londonderry?
A little bit of both. We did want to come out and throw the ball more today and spread the ball around a little bit more. So certainly we like, Jared and Charlie are some really good football players. We want to get them the ball. We feel we have a lot of weapons, so we need to start spreading the ball around.
And it was nice. We even got to see Connor Hijack. He was out there, and as a freshman, he's playing varsity football second game of the year.
Connor's a good football player.
That's great. Well, thank you, Coach. Congratulations once again. Thanks for your time, as always.
Appreciate it.